The following is a presentation of WCMP Sports, local sports.
Past the 25, to the 20, to the 15, he's going to high step into the end zone, touchdown!
Here, wide receivers split each side.
He's still going into the end zone.
Advisory begins at noon tomorrow and remains in effect until 6 a.m.
To bring you
Thursday
the
morning.
call, here's Ethan Game Day Gilman.
And good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome inside North Branch High School for tonight's doubleheader between these two Mississippi 8 conference foes, the North Branch Vikings and the Chisago Lakes Wildcats. The girls' teams will play first between these two conference rivals, so the North Branch girls and the Chisago Lakes girls ready to go at it here tonight in the first game of our doubleheader as we take a look at these two teams, starting with the visiting team, the Chisago Lakes Wildcats. They both play out of Section 7 AA, but very different rankings. Right now, North Branch is 4-2 in the section. Meanwhile, Chisago Lakes is 1-3. North Branch in that third spot, Chisago Lakes in the sixth spot out of 8 teams. So North Branch, as of right now, would have a home game. Chisago Lakes would be on the road, and funny enough, they would wind up playing each other in the playoffs. The Section 7 3A playoffs start Wednesday, February 26th. So 22 days, 3 weeks after today, it will be time, for some section basketball playoffs. And again, if the section stays the way it is, North Branch would get to host Chisago Lakes in the first round of the playoffs. That's how it would go. They would get a home game and then would either if North Branch were to win, would either then travel to Hermantown or get to host Duluth-Denfeld, depending on how that matchup would play. But again, the rankings currently: Rockridge at number 1 in the section, Hermantown 2, North Branch 3, Cloquet 4, Grand Rapids 5, Chisago Lakes 6, Denfeld 7, Hibbing at 8. So taking a look at the playoffs, how that would work out is Rockridge would host Hibbing. The number 2 seed in Hermantown would host Duluth-Denfeld. As we mentioned, North Branch would host Chisago Lakes, and then Cloquet would host Grand Rapids, if the section standings stay the way they are right now. But as we well know, this can change as things go forward. We've still got plenty of games left to go. Chisago Lakes 2-18 overall, 1-3 on the season, 32 points per game for offense, 33, and then they give up 58 points per game. So for the Wildcats, taking a look at their season so far, again, 2 wins to their 18 losses up to this point, but they have beat St. Croix Prep and Hibbing. And as mentioned before, if you listened to me talk about this team or North Branch before, there have been some games out there in which they feel like they should have won. Zimmerman being one of them. They only lost by 7 to that Zimmerman team. Then St. Agnes, that was only a 6-point loss. So there's a couple losses out there which they feel like they should have turned around. Another one that they felt like they should have had was St. Francis. That game against St. Francis, I was able to call that one. And looking at that game for Chisago Lakes, they kind of just ran out of time. Now it's an 18-point loss for them. But you look at being at that one and watching that game, it certainly just felt like they ran out of time there on that one. They got their offense rolling real late. The defense was starting to get a little bit hot as well, and things were starting to fall their way. But unfortunately, just ran out of time, and that's a similar story for their game just last Friday against Mount West-Tonka. Another game in which it felt like they kind of just ran out of time. They lost 55-44, but it's a game in which, again, they felt like had they had 3-4 more minutes, they probably could have won that game, and they, again, probably should have against Mount West-Tonka, who, again, has a better record than them. Then they went to Big Lake here just on Saturday and fell 52-36, so it was a busy week last week. 3 games. I always think a Saturday game kind of throws things off because a lot of times Saturday games you play earlier in the day, but this time you played at night. And that was a 7:15 game for Chisago Lakes. So it threw off everything on Saturday. Then Sunday, obviously, they were a little bit tired and they got to recover a little bit more on Monday. But right back at it in the conference play. And then they'll have another conference game on Thursday at home. That'll be another doubleheader for Chisago Lakes. But here in this one, the Wildcats look for a little bit of revenge after losing to North Branch in their first matchup at Chisago Lake, 61-47. Again, another one where I don't know if they ran out of time or just maybe it was too little too late there in that one. I guess which could technically be looked at as the same. But when you look at that game, North Branch also didn't play the way they would have liked to. In watching them, they were very frustrated with their performance. When you look at their play and the way they came out of that one, it was like, they definitely feel like they could have and should have done better in that one. So, yeah, both teams who maybe didn't play the way they wanted to there in that game, the first meeting between them back on December 19th before Christmas break. That was one game before Christmas break for Chisago Lakes. So, a game in which maybe, both teams just didn't play the way they wanted. But as the season has gone along, we played a lot more games. These teams have won a couple more or a lot more games along the way, too. So, I think this game is going to be a good one. I think it's going to be a really fun one. I think it's going to be a battle. And again, it's a Mississippi 8 conference matchup. So anytime you get a conference matchup, doesn't matter the teams, it's always going to be a battle because you know each other so well and you know what's on the line. A better conference record, better conference standings, and even just pride is put on the line as well in these games. So that's a look at Chisago Lakes. Looking over at North Branch again, third in the section at 4-2. They're 12-7 overall, scoring 55 points per game, giving up about 54. Early on in the season, things just were not quite the way North Branch wanted them to go. Their offense wasn't rolling the way they definitely wanted it to be. Their defense wasn't playing up to what they feel like is their standard, and it just wasn't falling the way they wanted it to. And they had two games against Becker, one earlier in the season, a 60-36 loss, then one here just last Friday, 63-30 loss. That, again, two games which Becker's good. Becker's a team that is always going to be a powerhouse no matter what. But that's two games in which I think North Branch, for the girls, thought didn't play our best, and we need to play a little bit better. And for North Branch, it was 3 games last week: Big Lake, Becker, and Cloquet on Saturday, and they came out and were able to beat Cloquet 75-64. It was a battle all right up until about middle way of the second half. That's when North Branch kind of took over with their offense, and their offense absolutely pulled away. And when I mean pulled away, it was what seemed like nonstop scoring for them, getting turnovers, turning those into points, not just from who you'd expect, Ella Kuhlman, but from others like a Bart Key. She got on the board. Caitlin Lattimore as well. Folkema got on the board as well. Damiani, they had contributions from all around the team, and that is what they've been looking for all season. Obviously, Ella Kuhlman, a playmaker herself, but it's not just one player. There's 5 out there at a time, and you've got to have contributions from all 5. And I don't want to say that's what they've missed all year, because they've certainly had that at times. But again, it's been at times. It's just a consistency thing. Can they be a little bit more consistent on both sides of the ball? We'll find out here tonight. Can they get it going for a fun run to end the regular season? As we're getting through our warm-ups, it does look like still out for the Wildcats is Annika Hall, so she will not be back for this game, still on a crutch. I believe she broke a leg earlier in the season, so unfortunately for her, she has been out for some time, but they're hoping to get her back. I think I heard before the end of the season or right at playoffs, so we'll see what goes. Obviously, you want her to stay healthy. Now, again, she's only a freshman. So when you're looking at a young lady like her who probably is going to play spring sports, and even if she doesn't, even if basketball is her lone sport that she plays, you still don't want to get her back too early and put her body at risk of, injuring itself further or, for long-term problems. So they're going to do a good job, Will Chisago Lakes, of making sure she's coming back at a good pace at the right time, and then obviously making sure they're following up with her and her doctors and how she feels to make sure she's back, because her and a lot of other of these players on this Wildcat team are going to be staples for the next 3-4 years. So they're going to make sure that she's coming back at a good rate and that she's fully healthy when she is back. We're going to get a commercial break because the pregame warm-ups are over. And when we return, we'll have our national anthem have been played, and then we'll get you your starting lineups for the first game of our doubleheader between the girls of North Branch and Chisago Lakes here on 100.9 FM WCMP.
The Duluth Sports Show is back February 13th through 16th.
Shop the latest gear and explore a massive selection of boats, docks, lifts, ATVs, RVs, fifth wheels, travel trailers, and more.
Save big with exclusive show-only pricing. Grab cash and carry items to take home and enjoy family-friendly entertainment.
Come for the deals, stay for the fun.
If there's too much to see, come back a second day for free.
February 13th through 16th at the Deck in Duluth.
Your ticket to outdoor adventure awaits at DuluthSportsShow.com.
Resetting your password, unsubscribing from emails, printing anything. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with an auto owner's insurance independent agent, getting the right coverage for your business doesn't have to be one of them, so you can get back to more important things, like learning how that printer works. That's simple human sense.
Contact your local auto owner's agency, Pine Insurance Agency at pineagency.us today.
Need a prescription or medication advice? Wellia Health's community pharmacies in Mora and Pine City are open Monday through Friday from 8:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. and on Saturdays from 8 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. Our friendly pharmacists are here to answer your questions and to help with prescription transfers. Call us at Pine City 320-322-5141 or Mora 320-679-3999 or visit welliahealth.org.
Whoa! Better get into the Freeway Holiday Station store in Pine City and start saving. Right now, grab a Meat Lover's burrito or new Ranchero beef and cheese burrito. I want one right now. Wash it down with everyone's favorite Celsius, buy one, get one free. And Holiday still has the $3, $4, $5 meal deals on some of your favorite items. Better get into the Freeway Holiday Station store and save. Open 24/7, 365. The Freeway Holiday Station store in Pine City.
Your journey to smile with your forever starts at Embrace Orthodontics. The team at Embrace is committed to providing world-class care and a remarkable orthodontic experience. Choose between custom Light Force braces or Invisalign clear aligners with locations in Pine City, Lindstrom, and Cambridge, and a plan to fit your budget, whether you have insurance or not. Embrace Orthodontics will make your smile journey comfortable, convenient, and customized just for you. Visit EmbraceMN.com today to find out how to set up your free exam. EmbraceMN.com. Embrace Orthodontics. A smile you will embrace forever.
Are you interested in a technical degree that can quickly help you land your dream career? Or maybe you've always dreamed of going to a four-year college, but you'd like to start close to home. Either way, Pine Technical and Community College has you covered. PTCC offers more than 50 degrees in hot fields like healthcare, information technology, advanced manufacturing, and business. PTCC is now accepting applications. Financial aid may be available. Go online to pine.edu for more information. Pine Technical and Community College, connect with success.
Baseball and softball coaches, are you looking for dry, warm practice time?
Here's the Pitch in North Branch can help. Here's the Pitch offers amazing indoor options for your team.
Offering state-of-the-art pitching machines and batting cages.
And space for you to give instruction without worrying about the weather outside.
Take your athletes to the next level.
Coach up your team during every season or off-season. Affordable practice space for your ball teams.
Make your reservation today.
Call Here's the Pitch today or visit them on Facebook.
Here's the Pitch in North Branch.
Brad here from Lee's Pro Shop in Pine City. We're a full-service lettering shop with a full line of athletic supplies for any sport. We have professional staff here at Lee's Pro Shop to customize your orders. We are the pros who specialize in athletic apparel and equipment. We even do trophies and awards as well as computerized engraving in the store. Let Lee's Pro Shop help you with any athletic apparel. Lee's Pro Shop, servicing our communities since 1973, where the passion for sports begins.
Back here on 100.9 FM WCMP, getting your starting lineups for you now. Starting with the visiting Chisago Lakes Wildcats. It'll be number 1, Claire Beaver. Number 20, Kayla Larson. Number 24, McKenna Thorson. Number 30, Rayanne Goring. And number 31, Madison Eagle. Changing up their starting lineup a little bit. They used to have Beaver Larson in there as well, but as Leeson was also a part of that lineup, so getting a different look here this evening for the Vikings that they're facing off against. So instead, it will be Madison Eagle in that starting spot for Asleason. Now, Asleason's going to get in plenty. She's going to get it on the court plenty, but again, they're going with a different starting lineup to start this game with Madison Eagle, and honestly, she has earned the start here as she has played real well. Wildcats, of course, are head coached by Trig Thompson. On the other side for the North Branch Vikings, it is number 1, Caitlin Lattimore. Number 2, Joanna Bartkey. Number 21, Ashley Bistadu. Number 23, Ella Kuhlman. And number 32, Bella Folkema. They are head coached by Joe Lattimore. The Wildcats will wear their white away uniforms, the green, forest green letters and numbers, if you will, with the gold outline. The green trim on the sleeves and neck, and then the green stripe down the side of the jersey and short. Vikings will go all black on it. They'll go black jersey and short, red stripe down the side of the jersey and short, red trim on the sleeves and neck, white letters and numbers outlined in that red. I do like a good black uniform. Black and red and black and blue are probably, when you get all black for uniforms, are my favorite combinations. I'm also not biased to gold, green, blue, yellow, purple, all the other colors. I like a good, clean black uniform, but the whites, man, are they standing out here tonight. I haven't seen the Wildcats white yet, and, you know, I got to say, I'm enjoying them. They're standing out. There's nothing like a good white uniform either, a good white uniform that pops out a little bit. Man, got some good uniform combinations. Look at me nerding out on uniforms here on air. We'll move on, and we'll get to the tip-off here between the Vikings and Wildcats. It will be Joanna Bartkey and Kayla Larson at center court for tip-off. It is won here by the Vikings. Kuhlman right away a 3 and just off the mark. And Goring will get the rebound for the Wildcats, bringing it up the court on the far side with it. She stops at the top of the key, now gives it off to Beaver. Beaver looking. Has Thorson on the far side, now directing traffic underneath the net. She'll give it off to Thorson on the far side. Looking, want to go back to Beaver, but instead will go in the corner to Goring. She thought about 3, but it's guarded well by Lattimore. Back out to Beaver. Beaver trying to drive inside. Gets a little bit of a lane. Shot is up. It is blocked, and Eagle somehow gets it back and then tried to give it off to her teammate, but it was knocked out of bounds by a member of North Branch, and it stays with the Wildcats. Great job inside by Eagle. She is such a... Oh, are we going to get a conversation about... No, I think the shot clock... Oh, I don't know. We shall see what... Well, something wasn't right, but they fixed it. Now they will inbound to Madison Eagle. Again, she is such a presence inside. She has, again, earned this start here tonight. With it, 3 seconds to shoot. 2 for Goring. It's off the mark, and Caitlin Lattimore raced after it, but smartly let it go out of bounds, and it will go back to the Vikings. Kuhlman wanted to inbound to Folkema. She's got to get it in soon. That's, just about a 5-second violation. Instead, it's going to be stolen away by Thorson. An early steal for the Wildcats. Now outside is Beaver to Eagle on the near side to Goring. Goring gets the edge on Folkema. Will pull up a jumper. It's off the top of the backboard and rebounded by Kuhlman. Kuhlman, she'll let the defense get ahead and then take it forward for the offense. Trying to get around the defender. Bounce pass near side to Bistadu. Bistadu waits. Guarded well. Now trying to drive on Larson. Larson tried to go to Lattimore, but well behind her. Lattimore zigged when the pass zagged, and the pass is out of bounds, and a turnover here early for the Vikings. One tip and went for a 3 right away from Kuhlman, just off the mark. A rebound by the Wildcats, and then a turnover here. And the Wildcats have it back offensively. Larson with it at the North Branch logo at center court, guarded by Kuhlman. Larson will give to Goring. Goring kind of their 3-point shooter, but they have other girls who can get it done. This pass trying to go inside. Folkema gets the block, but it is blocked right to Goring, and Goring will hold on to it. Goring trying to get around Bistadu. Now trying to give inside to Thorson. Thorson guarded by Bartkey. She may have gotten a hand on that one and the steal, and now we've got a whistle, and the ball went out of bounds off of the Wildcats, so it stays with the Vikings. Kuhlman. A little bit of full court pressure put on here by the Wildcats. It's it inbound to Caitlin Lattimore. Lattimore, good one-on-one from Beaver, and now Lattimore does the smart thing, dribbles out of the one-on-one and draws the foul on Claire Beaver. It'll be her first, team's first. Yeah, Caitlin Lattimore was bothered, but that was a great job to drive out of that one-on-one situation and draw the foul. Still full court, man-to-man pressure being put on by the Wildcats. This ball is inbounded to Folkema. Folkema brings it down up to Kuhlman on the near side. Kuhlman trying to get around the defender, drifts near or far side. She lost the ball, and it's going to go and be Wildcats ball. Coleman lost. I don't know if maybe she thought for a moment it was touched out by the Wildcats, or she just said, hey, we'll get back defensively and get this ball back a different way. Try and find some fast break points. Here comes Beaver. Beaver, again, a younger player for this Wildcat team, a freshman. Plenty of younger players on this roster. They only have 2 juniors who will be seniors next year, so this is going to be a team to watch out for 3-4 years. This ball out of bounds. They're gonna say last touch by Folkema. Folkema's reaction is the same as mine. I thought Wildcats had touched it out. Inbound goes to Eagle. Eagle on that far side elbow, hands it off to Larson. Larson, she's directing traffic now, trying to get Eagle somewhere. She'll give it into Goring. Goring just inside that 3-point line, gives it out to Eagle. Eagle back to Goring. Now had Beaver for a moment. 4 to shoot, 3 to shoot. Goring, I don't know if she realized it. She does get the shot off, and shot clock violation because it did not hit the rim, so it has to hit the rim to reset. It did not there. It's an air ball, and it will be a shot clock violation. Ball goes back to the Vikings. 15:30 to go, no score. Inbound to Lattimore. Lattimore again one-on-one with Claire Beaver on the far side. Spin move to get around. Still guarded by Beaver, but now she gets a screen from Folkema. And we'll get no foul call, but they're going to call the ball out of bounds off of the Wildcats. And it will stay with North Branch. Folkema getting set to inbound. Looking there, she's trying to look in the paint. She sees Lattimore and Bartkey. They get it finally inbounded to Kuhlman, who starts from the backcourt, gets into the front court, and finally gets it in. Now a floater for 2 is no good. Rebounded there by Larson. Larson will bring it forward. Looks, gives off near side. Thorson in the near side corner for Beaver. Back out to Thorson. Thorson had Larson open for a moment from 3, but Kuhlman got over there in time. Now to Beaver. 20 seconds to shoot. Now over to Thorson again. Back to Beaver, just trying to find something to get them set up on the play that they want. They find it inside for Eagle, and Eagle gets the first points on the board for the Wildcats. 2-0. Eagle, again, just like she has been all year, is a problem out there on the court in a good way. This shot was blocked, but they're going to get a foul, I think, either on Eagle or Goring. They'll get this one on Goring. Her first, team second. And now Isabella Folkema at the line to shoot 2. To try and tie the game. Oh, that one rattles side to side and then falls out. No good on that one. As Leeson checks into the game for the Wildcats. Folkema, by the way, is good on that one. So Lucy as Leeson into the game for the Wildcats. It's 2-1. With it is Thorson. This ball is given up, and Bartkey gets the steal inside. Another one for her. She gives it off to Folkema, gives to Kuhlman. Kuhlman brings it up on the far side, trying to get around one defender, then brings it inside. Shot is up and good, plus the and one. And Kuhlman says, finally, I get one to fall. So Kuhlman gets the shot to fall, plus the and one, and they're going to get this foul on Claire Beaver, her second. You know, she really plays a clean game for the most part, but early on, 2 fouls. Now Maria Damiani into the game. It is good from Kuhlman, so the 3-point play, that makes it 4-2. Wildcats quick up the other way. Goring gives it inside as Leeson now back outside Beaver for 3. Just off the front of the rim, and Bartkey gets the rebound and a foul. Going to be called on Ayaz Leeson. Her first, team's third, or fourth, excuse me. Another sub, as we will see for the first time, Kara Hall. This ball knocked out of bounds on the inbound. I think it will stay with the Vikings. Hall is in for the Wildcats. That's the only sub that they have made. Unfortunately, with Beaver having 2 fouls, they had to give her a rest. Inbound to Kuhlman. Kuhlman guarded well on that far side by Thorson. She gets by Thorson. Thorson trying to do everything she can. Now inside to Bartkey. Bartkey a little too strong. Gets her own rebound. Fights through the contact. Draws the foul, and she goes to the line to shoot 2. That's the thing with Barkey. If she doesn't get it the first time, she will more than likely get a rebound and certainly put it up for another chance. First foul there on Kayla Larson, team's 5th. And the first one here for Barkey, no good. So it stays 4-2. Kayla Lattimore checks back in for Ashley Bistadu. This one no good as well. Going to be rebounded by Asleason. So Asleason grabs the rebound for the Wildcats. She gives it off to Larson in the far side corner. Goring gets around Barkey. Nice move inside, but the shot is no good. Rebounded by Kuhlman. What a great move by Goring inside, but just couldn't get that one to fall. Now Damiani takes it inside, nearly lost the ball, almost traveled with it, and now she's looking, gives it to Lattimore. Lattimore wanting to go inside to Barkey, but just not sure about that angle. Instead gives it to Folkema on the far side elbow. Gets a screen from Barkey. Folkema back to Barkey. Inside, that shot is, blocked, and they're going to get a foul on the Wildcats. I don't know about that one. That one looked pretty clean. But, again, that's just my opinion. I think that they'll get this one on Rayanne Goring, her second, team's 6th already. So there are already 16 fouls with 13:24 to go. Barkey nails the first one to make it 5-2. And checking in for the Vikings is 22, Annabelle Lattimore. Barkey no good on that one. So 1 of 2 that time, and it was rebounded by Kara Hall. On the near side, Thorson had a chance, I thought, for 3. Gets through contact and drops that one in for 2. Fighting through that contact. I don't know how she managed to pull that one off, but great job by her. Damiani with it. Bringing it up the court. She'll give it off. Well, she wanted to give it off to Kuhlman, but it was poked out by Thorson. Now inside, Damiani lost it, and it's stolen away by Thorson. Now we're going to get a travel call on Thorson. Unfortunately, when she picked up the ball, she took a couple steps before the dribble. I think I don't know if she thought she didn't quite pick it up yet, have possession or what, but unfortunately that time a travel on the steal gives it right back. Now into the game for the Wildcats. We get Lily Smith. You can just tell the energy in here is so different from a normal game. They give inside to Barkey on the inbound, and she drops it in for 2, 7-4, but as I said before, the energy in this game, you can just tell is different from other games for both of these teams because it just means more. And now a pass inside to Asleason. She was left alone, and unfortunately, North Branch did all they could to get back and get the block, but it's going to be too much. It will be a foul on Barkey, her first, team's first. Asleason no good on the first. This one from Asleason is no good as well. It's knocked out of bounds. It will be the Vikings ball after it was knocked out by a member of Chisago Lakes. Lattimore will get set to inbound to Damiani. Oh, right underneath her legs. It went right under her hands, right in between her legs, and it will go back to the Wildcats. Another turnover. Larson will inbound for the Wildcats, looking, waiting. Now into Thorson on the near side corner. In the corner, battling. She gives it to Lily Smith, who lost it out of bounds. Damiani said, I wanted the fast break points, but unfortunately, it was dribbled out of bounds. Folkema back in. She comes in for Bartkey. And now Kuhlman will try and inbound for the Vikes. Inbound to Damiani. Damiani will try and get around Thorson. Doing a good job so far. She gets into a screen with Annabelle Lattimore. Trying to go inside. It's knocked out of bounds. Who are they going to give it to? It's going to go back to White. The Wildcats as is knocked out by Annabelle Lattimore. They're trying to go inside with Lattimore. Trying to get it to her, but just nothing doing on that one. She stands 5'8". Now with this, Kara Hall gives it to Lily Smith. Smith looking, trying to find someone to give to. She gives Asleason. Asleason trying to find that baseline drive. Good job by Lattimore to not allow that. Into the corner for Kara Hall. Gets around one defender. Now, going to get a foul here on Annabelle Lattimore. which would be her first team's second. So the Wildcats will inbound on the baseline in the offensive zone. Hall looking. Gives to Lily Smith. Lily Smith back out. Larson. Larson on the far side for Hall. Hall thought about three, pulls it down. Now driving inside. And unfortunately kind of tripped over her own feet there on the drive. And then as she went down, she traveled. So the ball goes back to the Vikings. Plenty of turnovers here in this first part of the first half. It is not ideal. And another turnover off the inbound for the Vikings. Way too many turnovers for both these squads. And Bistadu in for Damiani. Again, the Wildcats will inbound now on their offensive zone. Larson trying to find someone to get open. Just does in time to Hall. Hall with it, fakes the pass one way. Going to drive inside, tried to against Lattimore. I think they're going to get a foul here on Bistadu. They're going to get Bella Folkma instead, excuse me. It'll be her first, team's third, and now we're going to get a timeout here. And the timeout, a 30-second timeout by the Wildcats. So both teams will get a chance to talk about the problems they're facing early on. It's a 7-4 lead on that Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard for the Vikings of North Branch, but certainly both teams got to be feeling like, man, we're not playing the way we should and or need to be. It's been a tough go of things in this first half for both teams early on anyways, and both teams just struggling with turnovers right now. So we get both teams a timeout, and both teams will work their way back out onto the court. Again, 7-4, 11:53 to go in the first half. Don't forget, over on our other station, 95.5 MKBK, Adam Hefty has a doubleheader between Bram and Malacca. That Bram-Malacca girls game, my goodness, should be phenomenal. You got the number one team in Section 5A East in Bram, maybe I think in all of Section 5A. Then you've got a top 4 team in Malacca in Section 6 AA. So that's going to be a matchup, but Malacca brings a really good defense to them, and they've got a lot of experience, but as does Bram. Drive inside by Thorson. Knocks over a player, no call. And then it's lost out of bounds by Thorson, and it will go back to the Vikings. And problems with inbounding. We'll see Bartkey check back in for Annabelle Lattimore. Folkema in to Bistadu, excuse me. She gives it up to Kuhlman. Kuhlman using that athleticism, getting around. Gives inside Bartkey. She is being bumped quite a few times, and she draws the foul, rightfully so. I think they're going to get Larson again, which will be her second, team 7th, and now Bartkey at the line for 2. First one no good off the front of the rim. Checking in for the Wildcats, Madison Eagle, and also one of the other juniors, Mariana Cooksley. And no good on both, but Lattimore is going to race for the rebound and give her team another shot offensively. Gives it off to Folkman, now to Kuhlman. A long three is good from Ella Kuhlman to make it 10-4. That is college range and beyond from Kuhlman there. Almost NBA range, but just short of NBA range, but my goodness, what a shot from Kuhlman. Over the defender, too. Now Cooksley with it. Cooksley gives it off on the far side to Smith. Smith trying to drive. Gives it to Thorson. Thorson has handled the dribble, but picks it up, gives it over to Cooksley. Cooksley on the near side. She's going to use her size to get inside. That ball is lost out of bounds, and it will go back to North Branch. Cooksley's got some good size to her. She's a taller player, got those long arms, as does Eagle, and to have those two out on the court at the same time is, I think, an advantage for Chisago Lakes. Meanwhile, Vikings inbound, get it to Kuhlman. Kuhlman trying to use that speed. She gives inside, and Lattimore almost lost it. She's able to pull it back down, keep it from going out of bounds. Now they'll try and go inside to Folkema. It's lost and no foul call. Cooksley's going to wind up with the steal. Maybe they're just letting him play a little bit. Over to Cooksley. Cooksley now trying to drive, gives near side Eagle. Eagle wanted to go inside to Cooksley. Instead, we'll give it off to Thorson at the top of the key. Now to Hall. Back over to Thorson. They might go for one more pass. Let's see. Thorson drifts that way, but tries to go back the other way. Then pass to Eagle. Eagle under 10 to shoot now, trying to go inside Smith. It's knocked away by Folkema. Folkema with the block, stolen away by Bistadu. And here is Caitlin Lattimore for three. 13-4. And it seems like the Viking offense has got going. We'll have to wait and see, though. Defense, they're allowing the Wildcats longer possessions, but they're okay with that. And here's another steal. Bartkey will get the steal. It was knocked away by either Folkema or Bistadu. Couldn't quite see the number, but either way, it's a good steal. And we're going to travel here on Folkema. Unfortunately, travel there, and that's a tough turnover. And now we'll get another one in here for the Wildcats. It will be number 14, Annika Smith. They're doing something a little bit different than what they've done all season is going with a little bit of a deeper rotation. They've got 10 in this first half, so interesting to see why they're doing that. Just trying to keep some fresh legs and keep those younger players, realizing, hey, get them back, get some conversation about what's going on, and get their confidence back up. Meanwhile, Hall has it inside to Annika Smith. Shot is up and good from Annika Smith. So she checks into the game, immediately makes an impact with two there to make it 13-6. Coleman with it. Far side on the elbow. It comes up just short on the three. Bistadu racing after the rebound, but it is grabbed by Goring. She went to the floor to grab that one and got it and held it away from Bistadu. Hall over to Goring now on the near side for Annika Smith. Three is long and it went out of bounds. It touched a couple of hands and feet over there. Couldn't quite tell who got it, but it's going to be out of bounds. They're saying last touch by North Branch. So Chisago Lakes has another opportunity. Annika Hall looking. She'll give near side. Thorson wide open underneath the basket. No good, though. Rebound is up for grabs. It's going to be Bistadu who winds up with it. To Kuhlman. Up now to Folkema. Trying to go inside for Damiani. Just a little long on the pass to Damiani. Would have been a tough shot, but still. Larson will check back in for that's Thorson. Annika Smith inbounds to Larson. Larson back to Smith. Brings up on the near side. Damiani will come forward to guard. Trying to get around Damiani, but Smith does finally on this one. Goes up by Folkema. Shot is no good. Rebounded there by Eagle. And now to Smith. Now to Goring for three. Banks it off and in for three. 13-9. Again, you can just tell the way these two teams are playing, the energy in this game is unlike any other game for these two teams because it's a conference game, it's a rivalry, and they know what's at stake. Bistadu trying to drive inside, through some contact, gives it out Barkey, now to Damiani. Steps, shoots, three for Damiani. And the Vikings have all of a sudden got the long ball working for them. The last couple of shots have been threes. Lattimore, Kuhlman, and Damiani. Give inside, nice give from Smith to Larson. Larson guarded by Bartkey, and Bartkey is going to draw the foul. Yeah, it's a foul and a half. Unfortunately, Bartkey will grab her second, team's fourth. 7:32 to go, 16-9 on that Embrace Orthodontic scoreboard. Vikings with the lead. Larson's first one was up and no good. Claire Beaver will check back in. She had a good rest, but of course she did have two fouls. So Annabelle Lattimore will check back in for the Vikings for Bartkey. So a substitution for each squad, and Larson will ready her second, and this one's no good as well. Rebounded by Annabelle Lattimore. Kuhlman gets around one defender. Quickly up the court. On a dime, she stops, gives it to Bistadu. I thought she was going to take it from there. Folkema bullying her way inside. The shot is up and no good and knocked out of bounds by the Wildcats, and it will stay with the Vikings. It should anyways. It was clearly knocked out by Chisago Lakes. Yeah. There was a Wildcat hand on it, and So Bistadu on the far side right at the Chisago Lakes bench will try and inbound. He gives to Kuhlman on that far side. Going inside to Folkema. She lost it. We'll try to tip it to Annabelle Lattimore. Up for grabs. Now back to Folkema. Folkema is going to call out the offense. She looks, fakes the pass, driving inside. Oh, give to Bistadu, but it is off the mark. And Bistadu went left. The pass went right. I think Folkema was expecting Bistadu to kind of settle in that spot. But unfortunately, it goes behind. It'll be another turnover under 7 minutes to go here in the first half. Beaver give to Larson back inside. Goring on the far side now for Asleason. Gets around the defender. Annabelle Lattimore shot is up and off the mark. It's rebounded by Damiani. She'll give to Kuhlman, and Kuhlman will bring it up the court. I think they got to get the shot clock a few seconds off. It did not start. There we go. So they'll get the shot clock down to 32 seconds. It was at 35 still, but the play was going, so they had a quick stop to make sure they got it right. Inbound to Kuhlman from that far side. The clock does roll, and here comes Kuhlman on the elbow. Give to Damiani. Bounce pass. Looking for a drive. Gives back out Lattimore. Lattimore for a longer two is no good. Rebound is up for grabs on the far side. It's going to go out on the Wildcats, and it will stay with North Branch. The Wildcats thought it was out on North Branch, and they boxed out to allow that ball to roll out of bounds, but according to the referees, it is North Branch ball, and I don't know about that one was close. There were too many hands on it to even guess for me, so give credit to the referees. They're doing a good job. This pass from Damiani inside to Lattimore, and it hangs on the front of the rim, winds up falling out, and now it's rebounded by Goring. Quickly up the court, Beaver. Now back to Goring. Wanted to go to Larson, gets by Damiani. Trying to drive inside, give over to Asleason. Asleason fouled on the play, and it will be Asleason to the line for two. So it'll be the 5th team foul on North Branch and the first on Damiani. So Asleason, first one's up, no good. 0 for 2 last time around, trying to go 50% here. No good on that one, and Kuhlman will get the rebound. So Kuhlman grabs her third of the evening and brings it back up the court. Shifts, top the key, three, good. Yeah, you can't give her any bit of space like that because that's her signature move. Dribble, step, sidestep, three. I mean, that's her move right there if you give her any bit of space. This ball inside, knocked away by Annabelle Lattimore. It's going to go out of bounds. It will stay with the Wildcats. Caitlin Lattimore in for the Vikings for Folkema, and Thorson in for Larson. Trying to combine the names, I guess. Thorson will look to inbound. She gives to Beaver. Beaver on the near side, dribbles to the top of the key. Trying to get the offense set. Gives near side. That goes to Smith. Annika Smith back out to Thorson. That ball was nearly stolen away. It's poked out and is stolen away by Kuhlman. And both players get dropped to the floor, slide out of bounds, and they're going to say no travel call. They're going to say just out of bounds on Kuhlman. So we'll go back to Chisago Lakes. Interesting call. And head coach Lattimore looks at Kuhlman and says, yeah, that was probably out, but or that was probably a foul, but hey, don't worry about it, move on. Now Goring looking for a layup is no good. Rebounded by Annika Smith over there. That was a hard rebound, and then long on the three, but Goring gets the rebound. Goring inside Asleason. Asleason has done a good job of getting the edge there. Now Goring, sidestep Kuhlman. Shot no good, falls in the hands of Kuhlman for a rebound. Don't allow Kuhlman to get hot. She gets it over to Lattimore. Lattimore stops. She'll give it to Bistadu. Bistadu now gives over to Damiani. Damiani on the far side. Inside spin back around, top of the key. It's off the mark from Kuhlman, but rebounded by Damiani, and her shot is knocked away and taken by Goring on the rebound. Claire Beaver with the ball, trying to call out the offense. She'll look. I think she wanted a screen. Nothing doing, though. She gets on Kuhlman. Spin move back inside. Back out Goring. Goring wanted three. She'll instead drive inside, give to Asleason. Asleason got the edge. Shot is up and good. for Asleason. For 2, make it 19-11. Coleman turns on the Jets, gives near side to Damiani. Defense is there, so she can't take the 3. Bistadu with it now to Damiani. Off the backboard, bank closed on that one, and it's rebounded by Beaver. Beaver gives it near side Thorson. Thorson had it knocked out by Damiani, but now she gets around Damiani. Thorson driving inside. Shot, travel, call before the shot, and the ball will go back to the Vikings. 19-11, 3:57 to go here in the first half. Cooksley is back in for Smith. And Folkema back in for Annabelle Lattimore for the Vikings. Folkema will go and inbound for North Branch. Gives it off to Lattimore. Now Kuhlman. Kuhlman decides to turn on the Jets again. By 1, by 2. She gives it over to Bistadu. Just off the mark from 3 on the far side. Goring is going to get yet another rebound. She has been a major help in that area tonight with now 6 rebounds on the evening. That has been huge for the Wildcats, keeping them within striking distance of this Viking lead. Thorson with it on the far side, goes inside, Goring, turnaround jumper at the free throw line. It's no good on the shot. Damiani will get the rebound and then throw it back into Folkema, who now gives to Kuhlman. Kuhlman takes it, gives underneath the basket. Caitlin Lattimore for 2. Great awareness by Kuhlman to give to Lattimore, who again was wide open underneath the basket and dropped it in for 2. And it's very easy to be obvious about how open you are, but Lattimore did a good job of just running the play. Kuhlman executed, and now a Thorson 3 from the far side is no good. Kuhlman with the rebound. Kuhlman at the top of the key, give Damiani on the far side. Fake the pass to Lattimore, will go to Lattimore. Oh, excuse me, that's Folkema inside, and then back outside to Bistadu. Gives near side to Kuhlman. Inside Lattimore, and she's fouled and she'll go to the line and shoot 2. Great awareness there to get the ball inside to Caitlin Lattimore. Could have hit her maybe a second sooner and had her for an open shot, but hey, they'll take the foul because that gives now the Wildcats 8 and the first on Mariana Cooksley. So Lattimore, her first is good. Makes it 22-11. And this one's no good for Lattimore. So 1 of 2 there, rebounded by Goring. Goring again with another rebound. Just keep giving her the ball. She'll pass back outside Cooksley, and that's going to be an over and back. She wanted, no. They're going to say, so they did not blow the whistle, and now they're going to come together and talk about it. This was not tipped at all by the Vikings, but we'll see what they come up with. And they come together, talk, and it is an over and back. And Madison Eagle will check in for Asleason as the Vikings get set to inbound on the far sideline. They'll go more towards the Wildcat bench. Folkema having a good conversation with the Wildcats head coach, Thompson. But she inbounds to Lattimore on that far side corner, give back to Folkema. Folkema will head towards the perimeter. Now looking, she'll give outside to Lattimore. Corner 3, too much oomph on that one. And that ball is up for grabs, going to be rebounded by Madison Eagle. Eagle give over to Goring. Goring inside, lost the ball. It's up for grabs. Oh my goodness, Folkema did not get it. Instead, Goring did a great job to tie that one up for a jump ball. The possession arrow favors the Wildcats. So Wildcats will allow it. That should have been Folkema ball, but Goring did a great job to, fight for that one back. Beaver will inbound. Beaver looking, she'll get it to Eagle. Nearly lost it to Folkema. Folkema does knock it out, and it's Kuhlman with the steal. Kuhlman quickly up the court to Damiani. Pauses, waits for the shot. Good looking shot, but it's just off the mark. And Claire Beaver with the rebound quickly up the court. They'll give inside Thorson. Shot no good. Rebound is not going to be taken. Beaver had a chance at it, but unfortunately as she went to the floor, she touched it out of bounds, and it will go back to the Vikings 22-11 on that Embrace Orthodontic scoreboard. 1:54 to go in the first half of play. Kuhlman dealing with a little bit of full-court pressure, gives it over to Folkema. Folkema bringing it up the court. Folkema into the near side corner to Bistadu. Now to Lattimore. Now to Kuhlman. Kuhlman wanted that 3, but Beaver is right there on defense, and now over to Bistadu. Bistadu gets a mini screen now to Damiani. Damiani waiting patiently, trying to drive inside, give to Folkema, lost it, but she still holds on and takes it to the basket to drop it in for 2. 24-11. Good looking play set up there, and Folkema did a great job keeping her eye on the ball and not taking it off. I mean, that's just great concentration. On the far side, Thorson looking, trying to go inside to Eagle. Eagle guarded by Lattimore. Shot is up through some contact. She gets her own rebound. And the shot this time is up, but foul. And we called on North Branch. It will be their team's 6th. And the Bella Folkema 2nd. 1:10 to go, and Madison Eagle at the line to shoot 2. Eagle first one up and no good. Annabelle Lattimore will check in for Folkema. I think you're going to get Folkema's knee wrap or brace, whatever that is. Trying to get some tape on that so they can't keep it on. It was coming off mid-play. Eagle drops in the second one. So Madison Eagle 1 for 2 that time, and gets the Wildcats on the board, 24-12. Kuhlman trying to go to Bistadu, but it's stolen away by Thorson. Thorson like a free safety coming down to take that ball away. Beaver left alone in the near side corner for 3. It's no good. Goring with the rebound. He's near double digits. Cooksley for 3. It's going to come up short. Kept in play by Thorson, but eventually it will go out of bounds as that one is too strong. And it is back to the Vikings, 24-12, 50 seconds to go in half number 1. Damiani and Mount Kuhlman. Again, a little bit of full court pressure being shown. Kuhlman looking. Now gives it to Lattimore. Fake the pass inside, back out Kuhlman. 40 seconds to go, a long 3. This time is going to be off the front of the rim. Race for the rebound. Beaver's just going to let it go, and that will go back to the Wildcats. Good job by Beaver racing after that one, keeping the defender behind her and making sure that her team gets the ball right back. Inbound now to Thorson. Thorson takes it up. 31 seconds. That shot clock, game clock separated by about 1 second, maybe just a half. Inside to Eagle, and Caitlin Lattimore knew it as she draws the foul, unfortunately, and will be the team's 7th. So Eagle at the line for a 1-and-1. Lattimore, her first, team's 7th. So Eagle at the line now for the 1-and-1. First one's up and good, so she'll get an opportunity at a second. Make it 24-13. This one, no good. Rebounded by Cooksley on that far side, then stolen away. I couldn't tell which Viking it was. Might have been Caitlin Lattimore. Kuhlman with it, lost it to Claire Beaver. She'll get her first steal. Brings it up the court, 10 seconds to shoot. 9, 8, 7. Over on the near side, Thorson. Give to Goring. Their three-point shooters off the mark, and that is going to send us to half. So a half in which both teams, I think, will go into the break and say, hey, we played okay, but we can certainly play better. Both teams looked good at points. Both teams look like they could use maybe a little bit of a break at points, but here is the halftime break, and we'll see what both the Vikings and Wildcats talk about at the break here at halftime. 24-13, Vikings lead at the half over the Chisago Lakes Wildcats in this Mississippi 8 Conference matchup. We'll be back after word from our fine sponsors here on Cool Country 100.9 FM WCMP.
The mushroom melt is back at A&W. How does this sound? Sautéed seasoned mushrooms and onions with melted Swiss cheese on your choice of a juicy burger or grilled chicken. Then add golden french fries and a medium soft drink. It's the mushroom melt and fries combo at A&W. Now, top it off with a classic A&W root beer float featuring vanilla soft serve and made fresh root beer, all in a frosty mug. Or how about the A&W Root Beer Freeze? Signature combos and delicious treats always at your local A&W restaurant in Pine City.
Dale's Heating and Appliance, your local heating and appliance expert, is committed to making your family's comfort their top priority. And now you can add water softeners to their list of expertise. Dale's now offers water softener sales or rentals along with installation, service, and salt delivery. So if your home needs quality water, make the call to your already trusted experts at Dale's, or just visit dalesheatingandappliance.com. dalesheatingandappliance.com.
Need reliable energy? Burnett Dairy Cooperative has you covered with top quality propane services. Whether you're heating your home, running your business, or firing up the grill, our propane is safe, efficient, and always dependable. Choose Burnett Dairy Cooperative Propane, your trusted partner for all things energy. Stay warm, stay powered, stay local.
Loading the kids in the car, brokering peace in the back seat, mastering the snack handoff without even looking. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. We work with independent agents who keep insurance simple, so you can worry about more important things, like figuring out what's growing in that cup holder. That's simple human sense.
Contact your local auto owner's agency, Pine Insurance Agency, at pineagency.us today.
Arrowhead Transit, your community, your ride. Arrowhead Transit is proud to support this station and bring you reliable public transportation in your community. Whether you need to get to work, school, or the doctor's office, our friendly drivers and comfortable buses are here to serve you. We're committed to connecting communities and making transportation accessible for everyone. Arrowhead Transit is your community partner in getting around. Arrowhead Transit is a supporting sponsor of the station and is dedicated to supporting our local communities.
Are you ready to get back to doing what you love? Whether it's recovering from an injury or preventing one, Wellia Health Sports Medicine Team is here to help. From kids to adults, we specialize in treating sports injuries, including concussions. We're here to get you back to peak performance. Call us today at 320-679-1313 or schedule an appointment through MyChart. Visit welliahealth.org.
A Lennox air source heat pump is a high-efficiency air conditioning unit that can also heat your home or business during the spring and fall. It's more economical than heating with propane. Have Dale's Heating and Appliance install your Lennox air source heat pump. Ask Dale's how you can receive up to $1,000 in rebates for your air source heat pump system. And ductless mini splits also qualify for up to $1,000. Visit dalesheatingandappliance.com. Conditions apply. See dealer for details.
The Duluth Sports Show is back February 13th through 16th.
Be amazed by Sarah Twister, the incredible performer who balances on her arms while shooting a bow and arrow with her feet.
Explore the latest in marine electronics and catch expert demos from top fishing and hunting pros.
Plus, enjoy Field and Flame cooking demos, try your luck in the trout pond, and get your trophy rack scored for free.
Come for the deals, stay for the fun.
February 13th through 16th at the Deck in Duluth.
Your ticket to outdoor adventure awaits at DuluthSportsShow.com.
Back here on Cool Country 100.9 FM WCMP, the Vikings lead the Wildcats at half, 24-13. Taking a look at some of the first half stats for the Wildcats. Leading the way for them, well, it was kind of spread out for both of these teams. Rand Goring had 3, but leading the way was Madison Eagle with 4, then 2 for Lucy Asleason and Annika Smith, along with McKenna Thorson. 8 rebounds for Goring to lead the team. They had 5 steals. They were 2 of 10 from that free throw line, 20% with 8 team fouls. We'll talk about the fouls in a moment because I think that's going to be something to point out. Then for the Vikings, leading the way was Ella Kuhlman with 9, 6 for Caitlin Lattimore, 3 for Joanna Bartkey, Bella Folkema, and Maria Damiani. Good grief. 5 rebounds for Kuhlman to lead the team. They had 7 steals, 2 blocks, 1 from Bartkey and Folkema. They were 4 of 11 from that free throw line and had 17 fouls. I said I'd mention the fouls. The Wildcats piled up the fouls early on. I think they had 6 or 7 at the 11-point mark left in the first half. And maybe it was 6 because they wound up with 8, and I think they only got 2 more as the half went along. But again, if you are North Branch, you've got the Wildcats with 6 team fouls with close to 12 minutes left in the first half. There's got to be, they got to have a little bit of, I think, in my opinion, a sense of urgency on drawing more fouls because they were in foul trouble with 11 minutes to go. Then all of a sudden they didn't get but 2 more in the last 11 and a half minutes. So there was a lot of opportunities for the Vikings, I thought, to draw more fouls, to put the Wildcats into more foul trouble, to get to the line and be able to shoot more. Now, the Vikings were only 4 of 11, so that'll be something that they look to improve upon because more times than not the foul was a shooting foul, but if you're the Vikings, you're saying to yourselves, hey, guys, we had them on the ropes with 6 fouls. We needed 4 more, heck, 1 more to get us to the line every foul, and we were unable to do so. We need to turn up the pressure. We need to force them to get some more fouls. But give credit to the Wildcats. They did a great job of, while not stepping off the gas too much defensively, stepping off enough to where they didn't give up too many more, obviously 2 more fouls, and then they also didn't give up too many open looks. Obviously, you had some threes there from Kuhlman, 2 of them, 1 from Lattimore and 1 from Damiani for in the first half. But for the most part, the Wildcats did a good job of kind of shutting this Vikings offense down here in this first half. And if I'm Joe Lattimore, I'm saying to the girls, hey, we are not playing North Branch Viking basketball right now. We need to get focused. We need to get back out there and get back to Viking basketball. I think again, you saw both teams come out with amazing energy. There's nothing wrong with that. But I think where the problem lies is the fact that, both these teams may have come out with a little too much juice, maybe a little too much energy. You're saying too much? Well, yes, you can at times, because that can get you off your game. It can get you to play a little bit excited. It can get you to play a little bit rushed. And I thought for both teams that kind of happened there in the first half. I thought more for North Branch than anything. I thought the Wildcats did a good job to settle in, but you could tell there was a lot of energy between these two teams. They know it's a rivalry game. They know it's a conference game. They know it's at stake. They know that the win is not so much just for the conference. It's for pride. This is your rival. This is a pride win, too, as much as it is to help your conference standing. So for North Branch, I would like to see them come out and run their offense, play a little more loose, play a little bit more relaxed, get that confidence back, and get back, and play some defense and let their offense kind of run the show. But for the Wildcats, continue what you're doing. Obviously, you want to lay off the fouls a little bit here in the second half. Try to continue, do what you were doing at the last 11 minutes of the first half, because you didn't allow too many shots for the Vikings, although, yes, they do lead by 11. You still played really good defense. You still played really tight and didn't foul but twice more. And, the Vikings didn't really capitalize on those. They only went 4 of 11, and I think they hit 2 there in those last 8 minutes. So if you're the Vikings, I'm also saying to my team, we got to be better from the free throw line. This is something you do every day. This is probably the first thing you learn when you play basketball is a free throw. Got to be better at the free throw line if we get more opportunities in the second half, which I'm guessing both teams will have their fair share at some free throws here in the second half. That's going to do it for our halftime break. We're going to get a word from our fine sponsors. Then we'll come back and have the second half of action ready for you on Cool Country 100.9 FM WCMP.
At Burnett Dairy Cooperative, we're more than just your local dairy. We're also a trusted propane provider, serving homes, farms, and businesses across northwestern Wisconsin and east central Minnesota. Whether you need a tank installed or reliable delivery, we're here for you 365 days a year with flexible options that fit your needs. As a farmer-owned cooperative, we're committed to supporting our community because your home and farm deserve the best. Call 715-689-1032 to learn more. Burnett Dairy Propane, serving you with pride every day of the year.
You gotta stop somewhere, so make a stop into the Holiday Station store in Pine City and start saving. Right now, grab CK Oil, save $2 when you buy 2, or CK Diesel DEF treatment for only $23.99. While you're at Holiday, they still have the $3, $4, $5 meal deals on some of your favorite items, and Refresh Team Spirit with Mountain Dew are 3 for $6, or Celsius, buy one get one free. Whoa, better get into the Freeway Holiday Station store in Pine City.
Back here on Cool Country WCMP. The Vikings and Wildcats back out there onto the court, getting ready for this second half of action. The Vikings lead on that Embrace Orthodontic scoreboard 24-13. Meanwhile, we got an update on the halftime score over in Brand between the Bombers and the Malacca Wolves in that girls game. It's a close one, as I expected it to be. Brand is only leading by 2, 23-21. That should be a good one. As we get set here, appreciate you all tuning in. Want to thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate it. Again, if you tune in, you give me a job to do. So keep tuning in, please. I appreciate it. And, of course, want to give a huge shout-out to all the fine sponsors for sponsoring this and every other broadcast that we do. Vikings will start with the ball in the second half. They'll go right to left on your radio dial. Wildcats left to right. They got some tape now on that Folkema knee brace, so she won't have to fuss with it anymore now as we get this ball inbounded to start half number 2. Kuhlman tries to go up for 2, and an early foul for the Wildcats. It will send Kuhlman to the line for 2. She'll get this one on Goring, and that's one of the young ladies they don't want to have in foul trouble. She is one of their better shooters from outside the perimeter, as we see Coleman drop in the first one to make it 25-13. The second one is good as well. Coleman good for both, and now it's 26-13. This pass for Goring off the mark, and it will go and stay with the Vikings. Again, we saw some early turnovers here from both teams. And, neither team could really correct it in that first half. So this halftime break, both teams will hope that has changed. Early turnover, though, for the Wildcats is less than ideal, as now the Vikings have it inbounded. Bartkey at the top of the key. Wanted to go inside to Lattimore. Lattimore slipped and lost it, and it's going to be Larson with a steal. Give off to Beaver on the near side. Trying to go inside. Bartkey got her hand in there, but it's going to wind up being tipped over to Thorson in the far side corner for three. Well, just how they set it up. Twice tipped by the defender, and then dropped in for three from Thorson on the far side. 26, they're going to call it a 2. 26-15. Inside Bartkey, outside Bissadou. Now Volkema from the free throw line, just off the mark, a little too strong, and Goring with another rebound. She'll bring it forward, kind of set the offense, gives it near side Beaver. She drifts to the top of the key, now over to Thorson. Thorson brings it near side, trying to drive inside. Spin move, give to Eagle. Shot is just off the mark, and somehow it was Thorson who made the rebound. Now out to Goring for three, that's off the mark. Beaver trailing behind to get the rebound and drop it in for two. Beaver with a great play there to drop it and get it back and put it in for two. Oh, and Bistadou got away with a double dribble there. She got away with it. But now the Vikings still have it. Volkema give to Lattimore. That's Caitlin Lattimore. Over to Bartkey. Bartkey looking to Bistadou. And she wants to give it back to Bartkey. She thought about three, then gives it to Caitlin Lattimore on that far side for three. This one's going to be off the mark. Kuhlman trying to get the rebound. She comes up with it. She had 5 there in that first half. Gets another one and gives inside Volkema. Volkema is fouled. She'll go to the line and shoot 2. Second team foul for the Wildcats. The 4. It is going to be on Goring, her 4th, and unfortunately with that, she'll probably have to sit for a while. Volkema at the line to shoot 2. First one's up and good. Make it 17. Yeah, and there goes Goring and Eagle. In comes Asleason and Smith. 27-17. Yeah, unfortunately for Goring, she'll have to sit probably until 7 minutes to go in the second half just because of that 4th foul. Volkema, good on both. So she drops them both in to make it 28-17. I was just ahead of the curve. I could see the future. But Beaver, she's coming out. She says, I see a lane to the basket. Then gives to Lily Smith. Back outside to Larson for 3. Oh, rattles in and out. And then it's knocked out of bounds by the Wildcats as Leeson. And it will stay, well, rather go back to the Vikings. We got a lot of good games on tap for tonight. 2 doubleheaders. And then Pine City gets to host Rush City in that Great River Conference rivalry game. Rush City came away with a slim victory last time. And Pine City looking for some revenge, getting a couple wins here in a row. And Kuhlman lost it, and they're going to get Thorson with the steal. And I think now we're going to get, Kuhlman possibly for the foul, or Bartkey, one of the two. Yeah, they're going to get Bartkey, her 3rd, unfortunately. And there's another player, if you're the Vikings, you don't want to get a 4th foul because, again, her presence inside the paint is kind of irreplaceable. You got Volkema, though, who does a really good job. And Lattimore even does a good job getting inside. Both Lattimores, really. Asleason inside on Bartkey. There's Bartkey guarding. Oh, my goodness. Asleason, a line drive layup. Somehow gets it to fall. It's 28-19. Bistadou trying to go inside. Bartkey, no foul call. And that one's rebounded by Thorson. Bartkey thought it should have been. I think a lot of people thought it should have been, but a good block apparently by Thorson. Now Lily Smith left alone for 3 off the side of the rim. Volkema is going to grab the rebound, her 1st of the evening. She looks, gives on the far side to Lattimore. Lattimore letting the offense get in front. Now Lattimore trying to dribble out of the defense behind the back, trying to give room to somebody, but instead will have to go to Bistadou. She wanted Kuhlman, but Kuhlman was just guarded too well. Bistadou inside, out to Volkema. She wanted to go to Lattimore, but instead will go inside to Kuhlman. Kuhlman, I thought had Bartkey for a moment. Shot is up, no good. Rebounded by Larson. And Larson will take it the other way. Now over to Beaver. Beaver on the near side with the give to Smith. Smith, she could put up a shot if it's a quick enough motion, but instead she's going to pull it down and drive. Give over to Larson on the far side, Beaver. Beaver guarded by Bistadu. She'll give it back outside Larson, or Thorson. Thorson thought about three, over to Beaver. Beaver drives baseline, shot is up, blocked from behind by Folkema, but instead they're going to get her for a foul. It's going to be her third, team's second. Yeah, 2 players now with 3 fouls, Bartkey and Folkema. You're 2 players who play so well inside. Less than ideal, and Beaver's at the line now for 2. First one's up and no good. Maria Damiani is in for Caitlin Lattimore. And it looks like, I think, Kara Hall is in for, is that Thorson, I believe? Second one from Beaver is good. So 1 of 2 there for Claire Beaver to make it 28-20. Good pressure put on here by the Wildcats. The pass from Damiani gets to Kuhlman. She's got a little bit of a lane. Will she give it off to Bartkey? She will. Bartkey drops it in for 2. Great feed from Kuhlman to Bartkey. And Bartkey was just kind of sitting, waiting underneath the net going, I'm open if you want me. But Kuhlman did a good job to drive on the defender, get the defender to pull towards her, and then open that shot up for Bartkey. That's just a veteran play there by Kuhlman. She knows what she's doing. Now Beaver with it for the Wildcats, directing traffic. Wants Smith to come up now, gives it to Smith. Damiani trying to grab that steal, but Smith does a good job to hang on to it. Gives it over now to Kara Hall. Hall with it. 8 seconds to shoot. Trying to dribble, drive, stop, give inside now to Larson. That shot is up, no good. Taken back by Folkema. Folkema will hand it back to Kuhlman. Kuhlman forward with it. Guarded at the North Branch logo. Give over to Folkema. Now on the far side, Bistadu. Bistadu wanted to go inside. Now dribbles, gives back to Folkema. Folkema on the near side to Kuhlman. Kuhlman thinks she has a lane. Instead, she'll just pull up from 2, and it is good. 32-20. Good start to the second half for both teams. 3:05 to go. 32-20. Vikings lead on the Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard. Larson for a long 2 up over the defender. Shot is up, no good. It's going to wind up being rebounded by Kara Hall. And now give on the far side to Asleason. She wanted to go inside, but it's the pass right to Kuhlman for the steal. Kuhlman looking, trying to drive now. She gives outside to Damiani for 3. Yeah, Kuhlman draws so much attention that she winds up getting 2 to 3 players on her, and then when she dribbles inside, somebody's going to be left open on the perimeter. That time Damiani with her second 3 of the evening. Lily Smith pausing, waiting. Wanted to go to Beaver, but instead will try and go inside Larson. And a late whistle for a double dribble. I don't know if they got Larson with it or Smith. I think fans were wanting Smith, but instead I think they called someone else. We would get a substitution here for the Wildcats, but it looks like they are going to call a timeout. It'll be their second. They'll be left with 3. It'll be a full timeout, so while they take one, we'll take one as well here on Cool Country WCMP.
Embrace Orthodontics offers a unique, specialized approach to orthodontic treatment with custom braces or Invisalign. The team at Embrace loves getting to know their patients personally and takes the time to make sure all your questions are answered. Their board-certified orthodontists use only the latest in modern technology to give you the best outcome possible. They work with your insurance company and offer flexible financing options to fit your budget. Call today to set up your free exam and see how Embrace Orthodontics can transform your smile. More online at embracemn.com. That's embracemn.com.
And here's the pitch.
Here's the pitch, the premier indoor batting cages in North Branch. Whether you're trying to make the team or take the team to the next level, Here's the Pitch has state-of-the-art pitching machines for both baseball and fast-pitch softball. $35 gets you cage time with your own pitcher. $40 gets you cage time using one of their top-tier pitching machines. Screens, plates, helmets, they've got the equipment, you provide the batter. Find Here's the Pitch on Facebook or visit here'sthepitchmn.com. here'sthepitchmn.com.
Back here on Cool Country WCMP, 35-20. The Vikings with the lead here in the second half with 12:22 to go on the Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard. Remember, this is a doubleheader, so the boys will play right after this. Inbound to Kuhlman. Kuhlman she's got two players around her. She'll give it up to Folkema. Now over to Bistadu. Bistadu, wanted, I think Bartkey inside and trying to go to Folkema instead, but Beaver is going to wind up with a steal to take it the other way. She'll give it on the far side. Larson left open for three. It's going to come up short. Knocked out of bounds by Folkema. And we'll stay with the Wildcats of Chisago Lakes. Beaver will inbound now to Eagle. Eagle hasn't been able to get inside that much, but she's still got 4 points on the evening. Kara Hall with it now on the far side to Larson. Larson, step back, gives over to Goring. Goring again, they're kind of specialists from outside. Now Kara Hall driving inside, driving baseline, and when she drove baseline, she drilled on that baseline, which is out of bounds, and the ball will go back to North Branch. Damiani in some pressure, and then she dribbles out of it, takes it up the court herself. Will she go in? No, she spins back around, give outside Bistadu. Bistadu looking, trying to get a screen. She gets it now back to Damiani. To Folkema. Folkema inside, nice drive inside, and the sea parts for her, and she drops it in for two. 37-20, I mean, that was just an open lane. Life's a highway for her, I guess. Had to throw in a cool country reference, you know. Rascal Flats, life's a highway. It was bad. I'm sorry. It was terrible. 37-20. Wildcats have it back. Goring on the far side. Gives inside to Eagle. Ooh, we're going to get a foul there on either Folkema or Barkey. Either way, it's going to be a tough foul because it's going to be the fourth on one of them. Instead, it's going to go on Folkema. Her fourth, team's third. Annabelle and Caitlin Lattimore check in for Bistadu and Folkema. There's a foul on the floor, so it won't be two from the line for Eagle. Claire Beaver will now get set to inbound. She does to Goring. Goring on the far side, guarded by Caitlin Lattimore. Now to Larson on the far side for Beaver. It just slips through Beaver's hands. She was trying to get her feet planted and take a quick three, but that ball just out of her reach, and it will go back to North Branch. 11 minutes to go, 37-20. Vikings lead. Annabelle Lattimore will get set to inbound. Annabelle will give to Kuhlman. Kuhlman will kind of look and set up the offense. She'll lob it up to Caitlin Lattimore. Over to Damiani. She thought about the long three, but Goring was right there. A little bit of height advantage. Now to Annabelle Lattimore. Back to Damiani. Damiani trying to get around Eagle. Gets one. Now giving it off inside to Kuhlman. That ball's knocked out of bounds. They're going to say last touch by Kuhlman, so it will go back to Chisago Lakes. Boys teams is both in here trying to get themselves ready and warmed up. 10:40 to go. Still plenty of time in this game for either team. It's a 17-point lead, but again, it feels a lot closer just because the North Branch Vikings haven't been able to really play their offense the way they want because of the defense from Chisago Lakes, forcing some turnovers, some missed shots, and even some blocks. Ooh. I think Beaver's got some red substance on her jersey. Hopefully it's, I mean, you don't want it to be blood, but if it's anybody's, hopefully it's hers. 7 seconds to shoot. Goring the three. Claire Beaver gets the rebound after the miss. Maybe it's just juice. And we're going to get a shot clock violation. Yeah, but Beaver's jersey is surprised they haven't stopped the game. Usually you got to get it clean, but maybe it's juice. Maybe it's pizza. Maybe she had some pizza at halftime to get her energy up. We don't know, and we're not going to speculate because she's playing really well, as are both these teams. Both are having some struggles at points, but both are playing really well, too. I'm glad I got to be a part of this one. Kuhlman to Caitlin Lattimore now, or excuse me, to Annabelle. Now to Bartkey. To Kuhlman. Drives inside, gets around the defender, and spins that one in for two. 39-20. Beaver gets by Damiani. Driving in, floater, shot, no good, but they're going to say she's fouled by Damiani. Her second, and the team's fourth, and Beaver's at the line now to shoot two. Beaver's first one is up and no good. And Beaver readying her second. This one's up and no good as well. Kuhlman will grab the rebound and take it the other way. On that far side, finds a lane, pull up from just outside the paint. A little too strong on that one, and Beaver gets the rebound for the Wildcats. Quickly give up the side to Larson, and her shot is not going to count because she traveled. That happened a few times in the first half for both teams. You got a shot that fell, but it wound up being no shot taken because of a travel. So just a little bit of an unfortunate circumstance there for Larson. Now Kuhlman's got a 3-on-2 up the other way. Give to Bartkey. Bartkey gets by the defender. It was knocked away, I think, by Eagle, and then a jump ball call. Possession arrow favors the Wildcats, so Eagle will get credit for a block, but tying it up is Lattimore with her, and the possession arrow goes to the Wildcats. Eagle out, in as has Leeson, and then Thorson will come in for Hall. Larson will inbound to Beaver, and Beaver starts slow. Calling out the offense now, points to Thorson. She wants her on the near side elbow. Give to her. She'll give to Goring. Goring in the near side corner is coming up just short on the 3. Rebound by Kuhlman. Kuhlman now has 8 as she quickly comes up the court to Annabelle Lattimore. Shot just inside is no good. Rebounded by Larson. Larson will let the offense get set. Now over to Beaver. Beaver at the North Branch logo, eyeing up the defense, trying to figure out where she wants to go. She goes to Larson. 8.5 to go in this game. Now to Goring. Goring has Leeson. The hook shot, no good, and Kuhlman races in there for the rebound. Now 9 on the evening. Kuhlman trying to look at the free throw line. Instead drives inside. Shot no good, but a late foul, and she'll go to line and shoot 2. Foul is on Claire Beaver, her 3rd, team's 3rd. And first one for Kuhlman is no good. And we finally noticed that she's got some, what appears to be blood on her jersey. Yeah, she's got a scratch over there. What looks to be maybe a wood floor burn, and yeah, they're going to get that taken care of. So they've got a new jersey for her. She'll be wearing number 25 as the old one is bloodied a little bit. Playing out there, she's a warrior. So she'll get that new white jersey on, the 25 again for Beaver. Again, that other one had some blood on it, so she'll also take a rest, probably get that wound cleaned up and bandaged up so it doesn't have to get all over a new jersey. Meanwhile, Hall will come in for Beaver. And does Kuhlman have blood on her as well? Yeah, I think so. So Kuhlman also with some blood. We got to pause here for some bloody jerseys, and Kuhlman's got some blood on her as well. Lattimore will help her get that cleaned off, and we'll see if she gets it bandaged up or what, or maybe it's just from her battling with Beaver. Got the Jeopardy theme music going. Do. All right, we're back, and to shoot her second, Kuhlman hits it off the front of the rim and drops it in. Oh. She's 1 of 2 that trip, makes it 40-20. Back up the other way. Wildcats with it quickly. Hall tries to drive in on Bartkey. Now looking back, and that one's going to be knocked out of bounds by the Vikings. It will stay with the Wildcats. 8:03 to go. Goring will get set to inbound for the Wildcats to Larson. Larson inside, back outside Hall. Hall wanted to start the kick for the 3. Instead gives it on the far side to Thorson. It's off the mark, and Damiani is there for the rebound. Kuhlman up the court with it. Double teamed, and now in the near side corner for Damiani. She's trying to find a drive baseline. Steps back outside for 3. That's too long. And Annabelle Lattimore ties it up with the defender, Thorson, and that will keep it with the Vikings on the jump ball. Folkema back in for Bartkey. Again, Folkema has 4 fouls on the evening, so again, she sat out until the 7:37 mark of the second half. Damiani will inbound. Wanted Annabelle Lattimore. Tries to go. I thought she would want to go deep to Kuhlman. It was tipped, and then Caitlin Lattimore comes up with it on the far side. They wind up getting it to Kuhlman. Kuhlman trying to drive, gives Damiani. Damiani on the near side elbow. She's going to drive inside the paint. Shot is up and just off the mark. Rebounded there by Larson. Larson takes it up the court the other way to Hall. Hall tried to one-hand it. And we got a timeout here for the Wildcats. That'll be their third. They'll be left with 2. And we'll wait and see if it's a full. I think it was. It will be, so while they take one, we'll take one as well.
Hey there, sports fan. Brad here from Lee's Pro Shop in Pine City, and we have a Lee's Crazy Sale going on. It's time to gear up for hockey, basketball, wrestling, or volleyball equipment, as it is all 20% off. That's right, 20% off all your favorite hockey, basketball, wrestling, and volleyball equipment. Whether you're a beginner or a pro, Lee's Pro Shop has everything you need to take your game to the next level. So don't wait. Stop by Lee's Pro Shop today. Save big on your favorite sports equipment. Hurry in for Lee's Crazy Sale. Lee's Pro Shop, where the passion for sports begins.
A&W Restaurant Pine City is still making fresh root beer, that signature item since 1919. It's still made fresh and on-site with real cane sugar and a blend of secret ingredients. It doesn't get any better than this. Their world-renowned A&W root beer is a classic treat, and they can top it off with creamy vanilla soft serve to be known as the famous A&W root beer float. Now that's smooth, tasty, and refreshing. An American iconic A&W root beer float. It never tasted so good. A&W Restaurant Pine City. Come grab your root beer float today.
Back here on Cool Country WCMP. Game day going out here for this Mississippi 8 Conference matchup between these two rivals, the Vikings and the Wildcats of Chisago Lakes. Wildcats with the most recent timeout. They'll have, I thought 2, but we did get a timeout there from North Branch at some point. So they are left with 3, I guess. Inbound from Hall will go to, I can't see, but now a 3 from Hall. It lines up, going in. Makara Hall for 3 and makes it 40-23. Vikings trying to get it back up the court quickly, but the pass there for Annabelle Lattimore is just long, and it will go back to the Wildcats again, a little bit long on the pass. Hall with it, gives on the far side to Thorson inside Larson. Volkema's there. Larson tries to give on the near side to Asleason, but Bistido nearly got the steal, and she looks to her team and says, both hands. Should have had both hands on it. 40-23, 6:53 to go. Hall waiting. She'll get the go ring on the near side. She'll pull up from 3. That's going to be out of bounds on the side of the backboard, so it will go back to North Branch. Volkema inbound to Kuhlman. Kuhlman pauses for a moment. She'll bounce past to Volkema. Volkema getting through defenders to Annabelle Lattimore. Now to Bistow, back to Kuhlman. Kuhlman using that athleticism, get around 1. On the far side, 3 for Annabelle Lattimore, and that is good. Annabelle Lattimore, her first points of the night come by the way of the long ball. 43, they're calling it a 2, and now get a travel call on the far side. They're calling it a 2 there on the far side for Annabelle Lattimore. So 42-23. The ball will go back to the Vikings on the travel on the far side for Chisago Lakes. Caitlin Lattimore gets it inbounded from Volkema. Now back to Lattimore. Lattimore trying to get around the defender. Brings it up on that far side. Stops at the elbow now to Annabelle Lattimore. Her sister trying to go inside Kuhlman. Kuhlman back outside Bistido. Fake the shot. Driving on the far side to Kuhlman again. 3 is good. Kuhlman just makes it look too easy. It's 45-23, under 6 minutes to go. Hall with it on the far side. Now over to Larson. That ball's tipped out of bounds by Annabelle Lattimore. We'll get Bartkey in for the Vikings. For Annabelle Lattimore, Beaver is in for Thorson. She's got that arm wrapped up, so she's ready to go. And, apparently she's going to wear the 1 jersey. It looks like they got it clean. Larson will inbound a go ring right on that far side. In the corner, getting out of trouble to Hall now on the near side, Beaver. Beaver drifting into the corner, and that ball was tipped but taken by Hall. Hall in some trouble, give back Larson. Now on the near side to Beaver. Beaver finds a lane, inside, blocked by Bartkey, stolen away by Bistadu. Coming up the other way, it's Kuhlman. Kuhlman on the elbow, inside. Nifty move, and she drops it in for two, finishing it with the flush. 47-23, excuse me. This pass inside, beautiful pass from Goring to Larson. The shot is up and no good. And now, we're going to get a foul here on Caitlin Lattimore. She's going to get called for the hold. It'll be her second, team's fifth. Beaver looks to inbound. She does to Goring. Goring on the elbow. Thought she was going to take that three. Instead, pulls it down, gives to Larson. Larson to Hall. They do a good job of moving the ball around, but at this point, I think they need to get the offense moving a little bit more. Again, Bartkey knocks it out, and Bistadu is going to wind up with the steal. Folkema looking. She wanted Kuhlman on the cut, but instead gives on the far side Bistadu. Bistadu wanted Kuhlman at the top of the key. Instead goes inside Bartkey. Bartkey looking. She does have a chance to drive, but instead we'll give the Bistadu, and it's going to be knocked out, stolen away by Beaver to the basket. No good. And it's rebounded by Bistadu. Now to Kuhlman. Kuhlman racing up the court. Trying to drive inside. A floater is good. With the right hand. 49-23 under, 4.5 to go. On the far side, Goring. Give back to Hall. On the near side to Larson. Wanted the three, but Folkema got there in a hurry. Kuhlman nearly with the steal. Now on the far side, Goring for three. That's going to be off the mark, and Caitlin Lattimore will pick up a rebound. Kuhlman will drive forward. Trying to drive in again. Another floater. This one's off the mark, and Bartkey had a chance at the rebound, but it's going to be Goring who will wind up with it. She now has 10. On the far side, Goring driving inside, gets around one, tries to go inside to Asleason. Ball is up for grabs, and they're going to say last touch by North Branch, so we'll stay with the Wildcats. Kuhlman can't believe it. Eagle, Smith, and Cooksley in for the Wildcats. Out is Goring, Larson, and Asleason. Beaver inbound to Hall. Gives to Lily Smith. Smith goes inside to Beaver. Beaver trying to get around Folkema. Folkema from behind comes up with a block. Coming into the game now is Annika Smith for Hall. Beaver will inbound with 3:38 to go. Inbound to Eagle. Give back to Beaver. Beaver inside to Eagle again. Eagle trying to back her way in, and she drops it in for two. 49-25 is the score now. Kuhlman up the court quickly to Bartkey. Bartkey did a good job to get that one up, but she's fouled and drew a line and shoot two. And that one is Madison Eagle with her first, team's fourth. So now it's Bartkey to shoot two. First one just off the mark. So Bartkey will ready for her second. This one, rattles out, rebounded by Eagle. Now we're going to get a foul here. I believe on the Vikings it will be their sixth. That's going to be on Lattimore once again. Caitlin Lattimore, her third. Again, team sixth, so Beaver with it. He'll bring it up, look to the far side or near side. She wants to give it off to Smith, Annika Smith. Wanted to go to Lily, but guarded well by Kuhlman. Now does get it to Lily. Give to Annika inside to Eagle. It's knocked out from behind by Folkema. Another block, but the Wildcats do keep hold of it. Cooksley with it now inside. 12 seconds now. Under 10. Lily Smith with it, trying to drive inside. Tried to give it up. Beaver has it on the far side. We're going to get a foul here on Lattimore. It's going to be a 1-and-1 for Beaver. That's Lattimore's fourth. Team's seventh. Annabelle Lattimore, Damiani. We're going to get some of the younger players in. I believe that's, let's see, 10, 15, and 13. Get those names to you. 10 is Charlene Garcia Velasquez. First one's up, no good. Rebounded by number 15. That is Madison Orff. Now on the near side, Velasquez with it to Damiani for three, no good. It's Cooksley with the rebound, and Lily Smith with it. 2.5 to go, 49-25. Damiani guarding Smith. Smith had that ball, nearly stolen away by Damiani. Damiani's going to wind up with it. That's her first. She stops in the paint, tries to give it inside. Instead, it's kicked away. Damiani with it on the far side, looking for a screen, and foul here going to go against Madison Eagle, plowing over the offensive player. Her second, team's fifth. Looks like we'll get subs here for the Wildcats. 5-11. I think I see 13 and 35. Try and get you those names. McKenna Fritzky is 11. I don't have 5. 35 is Ruby Anderson. 25, no 25 on the roster, so I apologize. Can't get you that name. And then 13 is Ella Smith. Vikings will inbound to Damiani. In the backcourt, she'll bring it forward with creeping up on 2 minutes to go. Damiani's going to take it to the basket herself, and she drops it in for a 2. 51-25. Here come the Wildcats with it. Now to number 5 again. No name for her, but she drops it in for 2. Good looking shot there for number 5. I apologize again. No name for her on the roster. No number even. 51-27. Velasquez to Velasquez. Now Damiani on the far side. She'll get called for the foul. The travel. 1:38 to go. Ball goes back to the Wildcats. Two Velasquez's out there. Got Charlene and Sheris. With the ball now is McKenna Fritzky. Give here to, unfortunately, again, no number on the roster for number 25. Annabelle Lattimore is going to wind up with a steal for the Vikings. They'll slow things down with under a minute and a half to go. Damiani with it, trying to get around one defender. Driving inside, backs it out to Velasquez for 3. That's going to be no good. Rebounded by Sheris Velasquez. And this ball trying to go inside to Orff, but that one is out of bounds, and it will go to the Wildcats. 1:03 to go, 51-27. Vikings with the lead on the Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard. Boys getting ready to go here right after us. And bringing it up the court is number 5. Again, don't have her name on the roster, so apologies. She has it inside, guarded by Orff. Tries to give it to Fritzky. Fritzky under some pressure. Shot is up and good for Fritzky. She drops it in for 2 to make it 51-29. Under 45 to go. And that's Charlene Velasquez. Gives off on the far side. I believe that's Orff with it. Now back to Charlene Velasquez. Waiting. Here's Damiani there, but she's trying to find a way inside. Feeds Orff, and Orff too strong. Rebounded by the Wildcats. Give on the far side. That's number 5 again, the unnamed player. Shot clock is off. We got now 10 seconds to go, but we're going to get a foul and a 1-and-1 for, I believe, the Wildcats. 8th team foul on the Vikings. The first for Sheris Velasquez. And at the line to shoot 2 is 25, who unfortunately is not on the roster. First one is up and no good. Rebounded there by 35. And Fritzky trying to get a shot off with 4 seconds, 3 seconds. Stolen away by Damiani once again. And she'll just hold on to it for the final. The North Branch girls beat Chisago Lakes 51-29 here in this game and continue to improve that conference record. So that is the final. Be sure to stay tuned because after this one, we've got the boys part of the doubleheader coming up right after this. So stay tuned for that. We'll get a commercial break. We'll recap this one, and then we'll come back and as I mentioned, recap, and then we'll take one more commercial break. Then we'll come back and get you ready for the boys basketball game here in North Branch between the Wildcats and Vikings. But first, a commercial break here on Cool Country WCMP.
Untangling your headphones, finding the right remote, saying goodbye to your favorite shirt that hasn't fit in 10 years. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with Auto Owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who live in your community and answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like finding a new favorite shirt. That's simple human sense.
Contact your local Auto Owners Agency, Pine Insurance Agency at pineagency.us today.
Hey there, neighbors. Matt Winsan, CEO Burnett Dairy. Farmers are the people that wake up before the sun, who battle the elements, and tend to their crops and herds with a passion that runs deep in their veins. At this time, I would personally like to thank the farmers. From all of us at Burnett Dairy Cooperative to all of our incredible farmers, thank you. Burnett Dairy Cooperative. Real farms, real flavor.
Arrowhead Transit, your community, your ride. Arrowhead Transit is proud to support this station and bring you reliable public transportation in your community. Whether you need to get to work, school, or the doctor's office, our friendly drivers and comfortable buses are here to serve you. We're committed to connecting communities and making transportation accessible for everyone. Arrowhead Transit is your community partner in getting around. Arrowhead Transit is a supporting sponsor of the station and is dedicated to supporting our local communities.
Back here on Cool Country WCMP, the doubleheader saw the girls play first between the North Branch Vikings and the Chisago Lakes Wildcats. The Vikings get the victory in that one, 51-29, as we take a look at some of the first half stats there for the Wildcats. Leading the way scoring for them was Madison Eagle with 6, 5 for McKenna Thorson, then 4 for Lucy Asleason, who came in off the bench, 3 for Claire Beaver, Rand Goring, and Kara Hall, then 2 for Annika Smith, a couple of unnamed players, McKenna Fritzky and Ella Smith, McKenna Fritzky, an unnamed player, and Annika Smith, I apologize. 10 rebounds for Goring to lead the team. They had 9 total team steals, 1 block. They were 3 of 14 from the free throw line in the game, something they'll be hoping to improve on going forward, as well as 13 team fouls, 8 in the first half, cut down to 5 in half number 2. For the Vikings, leading the way was Ella Kuhlman with 23, then 8 for Maria Damiani, 7 for Bella Folkma, 6 for Caitlin Lattimore, that is, 5 for Joanna Barkey, and then 2 for Annabella Lattimore as well. 9 rebounds for Kuhlman to lead the team. They had 13 steals, 5 blocks, 3 of them coming from Folkma, 2 of them from Barkey. They were 9 of 19 from that free throw line and had 15 fouls. Again, the free throws is something they'll want to improve on going forward, especially as we creep closer to playoff time, but you know, they did get the win, so you celebrate that, but I think you look at your team and say, all right, hey, free throws were, they were okay. We were 4 of 11 in the first half. We improved a little bit in the second half, but want to be much better going forward, does this North Branch team. So that is going to do it for game 1 of the doubleheader. We'll reset the score. We'll take a commercial break, and then when we come back, we'll get set for the second game of this doubleheader between the boys teams of North Branch and Chisago. So stay tuned. We'll get one more commercial break. I'll pull everything up that I need to get going for the pregame, and then we'll be set for the pregame of Game 2 here on Cool Country WCMP.
The Duluth Sports Show is back February 13th through 16th.
Shop the latest gear and explore a massive selection of boats, docks, lifts, ATVs, RVs, fifth wheels, travel trailers, and more.
Save big with exclusive show-only pricing. Grab cash and carry items to take home and enjoy family-friendly entertainment.
Come for the deals, stay for the fun.
If there's too much to see, come back a second day for free.
February 13th through 16th at the Deck in Duluth.
Your ticket to outdoor adventure awaits at DuluthSportsShow.com.
Resetting your password, unsubscribing from emails, printing anything. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with an Auto Owners Insurance independent agent, getting the right coverage for your business doesn't have to be one of them, so you can get back to more important things, like learning how that printer works. That's simple human sense.
Contact your local Auto Owners Agency, Pine Insurance Agency at pineagency.us today.
Need a prescription or medication advice? Wellia Health's community pharmacies in Mora and Pine City are open Monday through Friday from 8:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. and on Saturdays from 8 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. Our friendly pharmacists are here to answer your questions and to help with prescription transfers. Call us at Pine City 320-322-5141 or Mora 320-679-3999 or visit welliahealth.org.
Whoa! Better get into the Freeway Holiday Station store in Pine City and start saving. Right now, grab a Meat Lover's burrito or new Ranchero beef and cheese burrito. I want one right now. Wash it down with everyone's favorite Celsius, buy one, get one free. And Holiday still has the $3, $4, $5 meal deals on some of your favorite items. Better get into the Freeway Holiday Station store and save. Open 24/7, 365. The Freeway Holiday Station store in Pine City.
Your journey to smile with your forever starts at Embrace Orthodontics. The team at Embrace is committed to providing world-class care and a remarkable orthodontic experience. Choose between custom Light Force braces or Invisalign clear aligners with locations in Pine City, Lindstrom, and Cambridge, and a plan to fit your budget, whether you have insurance or not. Embrace Orthodontics will make your smile journey comfortable, convenient, and customized just for you. Visit EmbraceMN.com today to find out how to set up your free exam. EmbraceMN.com. Embrace Orthodontics. A smile you will embrace forever.
Are you interested in a technical degree that can quickly help you land your dream career? Or maybe you've always dreamed of going to a four-year college, but you'd like to start close to home. Either way, Pine Technical and Community College has you covered. PTCC offers more than 50 degrees in hot fields like healthcare, information technology, advanced manufacturing, and business. PTCC is now accepting applications. Financial aid may be available. Go online to pine.edu for more information. Pine Technical and Community College, connect with success.
Baseball and softball coaches, are you looking for dry, warm practice time?
Here's the Pitch in North Branch can help. Here's the Pitch offers amazing indoor options for your team.
Offering state-of-the-art pitching machines and batting cages.
And space for you to give instruction without worrying about the weather outside.
Take your athletes to the next level.
Coach up your team during every season or off-season. Affordable practice space for your ball teams.
Make your reservation today.
Call Here's the Pitch today or visit them on Facebook.
Here's the Pitch in North Branch.
Back here on Cool Country WCMP, getting set for the boys' game of the North Branch doubleheader between the Wildcats and the Vikings. Taking a look at the Wildcats in this one. They sit at the bottom of Section 7-3A, where both teams play out of. And it's an 8-team section, but both teams at the bottom. Chisago Lakes at 8, North Branch at 7. And the only reason they're separated is because North Branch beat Chisago Lakes earlier in the season for one of their 2 wins. Chisago Lakes has not beat a team in Minnesota. They've won technically in Minnesota, but have not beat a team yet in Minnesota. They beat, I forgot who they beat, Osceola maybe, I think. Well, we'll take a look here. But both these teams having a little bit of a tough year, growing, learning some new things. You know, we've got a new coach for North Branch, so they're having some growing pains this year. And then you've got Chisago on a little bit of a down year. They lost a lot, and I mean a lot of seniors and talent last year. Their highest scoring player in Chisago Lakes history actually graduated last year as well. So they made it to the state tournament last year. This year, maybe not, but you never know. We've seen some crazier things happen. But for Chisago Lakes, 0-4 in the section, 1-16 on the year. They score 62 points per game and give up about 88, 89 points per game. They're right at that 88.5 mark. So we take a look at Chisago Lakes again. A tough season. It started with a lot of losses, unfortunately. Make it 5 in a row, and in those 5 losses, they gave up 90 or over 90 points in 4 of those 5 losses. So it was a tough start for Chisago Lakes, and then they were able to beat Osceola at Chisago Lakes High School by 4 points for their first and only win so far on the season. And again, they have not beat a team in Minnesota, so they're looking for that first one here tonight. North Branch did beat them in their first matchup of the regular season in a doubleheader. And North Branch, again, won that one by a single point, 80-79. Chisago Lakes had the last shot of the game, about 2-3 chances at it, and could not get it to fall. So they'll be looking at this game and saying, hey, we need to overcome that and win this one. Again, then they lost the rest of the way, losing after that win 11 times since. and North Branch was one of them, and then to Hermantown, Centennial, Mounds View, Princeton, Cambridge, Zimmerman, St. Francis, Becker, Monticello, and Duluth-Denfeld. I was a part of that Duluth-Denfeld game, and as athletic as Duluth-Denfeld is, I thought Chisago Lakes played really well. I don't know if maybe they had a chance, but maybe they did, because, again, it was another situation where you're looking at a game where it looked like maybe they just kind of ran out of time. They were getting hot at points, and it looked like maybe they're going to get hot at the right time, and unfortunately they didn't. But that's a game where I think, they give another shot at them, they would have won that one. They will not get another shot at them, by the way, this year. But, again, you're looking at some of the games that could have been wins. Cloquet, the first game of the season, could have been lost by 7. And, of course, that North Branch game, that's obviously one that they'll be looking at to say, hey, we could have won that one. A couple more that are closer but still double-digit losses is Hermantown. Hermantown's one I think they felt like they could have and should have won. They lost by 13. And then, another one is Princeton, a loss again by 13. But I feel like for them, that's another one where, man, if they could have maybe started a little bit better, had things go their way a little bit more, we would have had Chisago Lakes. We could have had Chisago Lakes right now with 3-4 wins on the season, and it would look much different. So, but unfortunately for them, that is not the way the season has gone. For the Wildcats, it is all but one conference games to wrap up the season. After this, they have Thursday against Princeton in a doubleheader. Then they go to host Cambridge Isani, next Tuesday, and then go to Zimmerman next Thursday. Then next Friday on Valentine's, they host Big Lake, and then they will travel to St. Francis and Becker before wrapping up the season on February 28th at home against St. Paul Academy. So some tough games still coming up, conference games as well, but they finish it off with St. Paul Academy, a team in whom they're hoping to beat at the end of the year. And hopefully maybe tonight can't for them spark a run, and they can't go on a nice run to end the regular season. For the Vikings, again, they are 7th in the section at 2-15, 1-5 overall. That one win came over the Wildcats. Now, their offense, it's a little bit interesting. They score only 54 points per game and give up 77 points per game. So it's a little tricky to tell because they have put up some good points this season, but the average is just not where you want it to be. It started out with 4 straight losses to Cloquet, Denfeld, Big Lake, and Becker, but then they again beat Chisago Lakes by 1. Then they went to a Christmas tournament over in the St. Cloud area where they beat Hutchinson by 9 and fell to Corey by 13. I think that's one again where we talk about, they could have came back and won. That might be one that they think as well. But then it has been, unfortunately, losses ever since to Hibbing, Cambridge Isani, Zimmerman, Rock Ridge, Princeton, Monticello, St. Francis, Grand Rapids, Big Lake, and Becker. Now, that Grand Rapids loss is another one where you got to think to yourselves that they could have won. They probably could have won if things maybe went their way. And unfortunately, 2 of the losses came against 2 teams that kicked them out of an undefeated season 1 and the other out of the state tournament. Ricori, the football team, beat North Branch 3 years ago now? Or was it 2? I don't remember. But a few years ago, they beat North Branch in the first round, and you know that there was some animosity there. And then they played Grand Rapids, lost by 3. They lost by 1 in the football season, and there are a good chunk of football players on this basketball team. So that's why I say there's a little bit of a revenge factor here for this Viking squad because of the teams that they've lost to. But again, they will not get to play either of those 2 teams again. No, for them from here on out, they get to go to Cambridge Isani Thursday. Then next Monday, they host Pine City. Then they'll host Zimmerman next Tuesday. Then on next Friday, they go to Princeton. Then they finish it up with 3 straight home games, February 18th, 20th, and 27th against Monticello, St. Francis, and Hermantown. So some big games coming up for North Branch. Pine City, that's one I'm kind of interested in because those 2 teams are kind of even when you look at it on paper and team-wise. Both can run pretty deep. Both can go pretty deep on their bench, but both have not had the season that they would like, and both are Pine City, anyhow, is carrying a load of seniors. North Branch is as well, as we count them up, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them. So both got a lot of seniors, both got some experience, some inexperience, and both are still learning. But I would be interested to see how that one plays out. Again, for Chisago Lakes, they got Riley Estes back last week against Denfeld. That was big for them. Felt like he was kind of knocking some of the rust off in that first game back, and that's to be expected. But they'll hope that here in game, 2, 3 back? What is it back for them? Let's see, Duluth, Denver. Yeah, it's game 2 back for him. So they'll hope that this game plays a little bit better for him and he can't maybe find a little bit of a rhythm. They want to get the ball inside, but again, in that first game back from what I assume is injury from the football season, it looked like he may have been just kicking off the rust a little bit. So we'll see how that plays out here going forward in tonight's game. I think Estes may be one we want to keep an eye on. Another one is Seifert, who comes off the bench, and another one for this Wildcats team is Cowenhoven. Trying to look for Cowenhoven. I don't see him currently, but that doesn't mean there he is. He's over there. So got Cowenhoven and Seifert who can really score from long, but they've also got the ability to score inside. They've got those longer arms, and they're not afraid to go inside and play strong ball. But one thing about North Branch is they will play strong ball, and they will play physical as they need to in this game if they want to win. So that's what I thought was one of the keys there in that first game between these two teams was, North Branch kind of out-physicaled the Wildcats in game 1, and looking back at it, if the Wildcats were able to match that in the first game, that might have been a little bit of a different story, but North Branch, again, just out-physicaled them there in that first game, and the Wildcats could do nothing. Well, they did something, but just couldn't do enough about it to make a difference late. So as we get set for game 2 of our doubleheader, we're going to go ahead and take another commercial break to hear a word from our fine sponsors, and when we come back, we'll talk more and get tip-off coming your way here shortly in this doubleheader. You're listening to Cool Country WCMP.
Brad here from Lee's Pro Shop in Pine City. We're a full-service lettering shop with a full line of athletic supplies for any sport. We have professional staff here at Lee's Pro Shop to customize your orders. We are the pros who specialize in athletic apparel and equipment. We even do trophies and awards as well as computerized engraving in the store. Let Lee's Pro Shop help you with any athletic apparel. Lee's Pro Shop, servicing our communities since 1973, where the passion for sports begins.
The mushroom melt is back at A&W. How does this sound? Sautéed seasoned mushrooms and onions with melted Swiss cheese on your choice of a juicy burger or grilled chicken. Then add golden French fries and a medium soft drink. It's the mushroom melt and fries combo at A&W. Now, top it off with a classic A&W root beer float featuring vanilla soft serve and made fresh root beer, all in a frosty mug. Or how about the A&W root beer freeze? Signature combos and delicious treats always at your local A&W restaurant in Pine City.
Dale's Heating and Appliance, your local heating and appliance expert, is committed to making your family's comfort their top priority. And now you can add water softeners to their list of expertise. Dale's now offers water softener sales or rentals along with installation, service, and salt delivery. So if your home needs quality water, make the call to your already trusted experts at Dale's, or just visit dalesheatingandappliance.com. dalesheatingandappliance.com.
Need reliable energy? Burnett Dairy Cooperative has you covered with top quality propane services. Whether you're heating your home, running your business, or firing up the grill, our propane is safe, efficient, and always dependable. Choose Burnett Dairy Cooperative Propane, your trusted partner for all things energy. Stay warm, stay powered, stay local.
Loading the kids in the car, brokering peace in the back seat, mastering the snack handoff without even looking. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. We work with independent agents who keep insurance simple, so you can worry about more important things, like figuring out what's growing in that cup holder. That's simple human sense.
Contact your local auto owners agency, Pine Insurance Agency, at pineagency.us today.
Arrowhead Transit, your community, your ride. Arrowhead Transit is proud to support this station and bring you reliable public transportation in your community. Whether you need to get to work, school, or the doctor's office, our friendly drivers and comfortable buses are here to serve you. We're committed to connecting communities and making transportation accessible for everyone. Arrowhead Transit is your community partner in getting around. Arrowhead Transit is a supporting sponsor of the station and is dedicated to supporting our local communities.
Here on WCMP Cool Country, 100.9 FM WCMP. As we get set for this game, pregame moments have just about concluded, and these two teams will get set to go in this one. Again, a fantastic battle the first time around. This time around, I'm expecting much of the same. And I would assume that it would be just as close. So we get set for our starting lineups for both of these squads. The Vikings and Wildcats going out again in the Mississippi 8 Conference matchup. But I'm really excited for this one because, you know, the first time it was back and forth. Really, neither team had that much of an advantage until real late in the game. The Vikings started to pull away a little bit, and that's when it looked like, okay, you know, the Vikings are going to pull away with this, and they're not going to give the Wildcats a chance. But that was not the case, as the Wildcats made the strong comeback and got within one, and it went to a case where we started to deal with some free throws, and North Branch made a big one. They couldn't make the second one, but they made a big one of them, and they wound up getting the victory there by one. So getting your starting lineups here, writing them down right now. But for these two teams, again, this might get physical here in this one. And I say that because these two teams, they don't like each other. Now, they might be more or less friends off the court, or at least civil. But during the game, it will not be a nice game between these two teams. They are going to battle, and they're going to battle hard, and they are going to play within the rules, but they're not going to be nice to each other. That is for sure. As we get our starting lineups now, I'll get them to you in just a moment. Okay, so starting lineups here for you for the Wildcats. It will be number 2, Colton Betts. Number 3, Joe Cowenhoven. Number 4, Jack Storley. 24, Cohen Underhill. And 35, Riley Estes. On the other side for the Vikings, it's going to be number 5, Ethan Thorson. And it will be number 11, Kingston Draws. Hopefully I'm saying that right, or close. Then number 14, Chaz Johnson. Number 23, Vincent Dufek. And 32, Jacob Knospel. We get set for tip-off here in this one. We are ready to go. Pep band is here. Wildcats wear their white uniforms, the gold numbers outlined in green, the green letters outlined in gold, the green trim on the sleeve, neck, and 2 green stripes on the bottom of the short, the Wildcat logo on either side as well. For the Vikings, it's the red letters and numbers on the black uniform, the white outline on those numbers and letters, the red stripe down the side of the jersey and short, and then the neck trim is in red as well. Tip-off is won by Ethan Thorson, gives it to Dufek now on the far side. Screen there for Droz, now gives it off to Dufek. Dufek fakes the shot, wanting to give there to Johnson, but Johnson, nothing doing. This ball going to be stolen away by Cowenhoven, excuse me. Cowenhoven up the other way, shot is no good, but he draws a foul. So an early trip to the line for the Wildcats. And it's the first team and the first for Dufek. Cowenhoven at the line. The first one is up and good. Second one from Cowenhoven, no good. And it'll be rebounded by the Vikings. Rebounding it was Knospel. Taking it to the near side is Chaz Johnson. Trying to go inside. Pass is poked but kept by Ethan Thorson. Now on the far side for Droz. Droz inside. The layup is up and no good. But he draws the foul and now he'll go to the line and shoot 2. First on the Wildcats and the first on Estes. North Branch head coach by Trevor Walton. The Wildcats by Mike Holmquist. First one is up and good by Kingston Droz. Droz, second one is in and out. So he's only going to get one of two there, and it was rebounded by Underhill. Up the other way, Underhill tries to get it. It was knocked out, but to Estes. Now Underhill, or excuse me, that's Betts. Inside, floater, no good. Gets his own rebound. On the far side, hands to Cowenhoven. Through some traffic, another floater. That's going to be in and out and back in for Cowenhoven to make it 3-0 on that Race Orthodontics scoreboard. Thorson bringing it up the court, the future quarterback for this Vikings football team. On the far side, give to Knospel for three. It's no good. Rebounded by Cowenhoven. A little bit of speed shown here by Cowenhoven out on the near side for Storley. That's out. Rebound for Cowenhoven. And he takes it to the basket and drops it in for two. An early stronghold by the Wildcats. The defense and offense just clicking right now as it's 5-1. I forgot to put the point on there for the Vikings. Near side, Dufek with it. Dufek trying to go inside to Thorson. Thorson up over everybody. Had it knocked out by Cowenhoven. And it's stolen away by Estes. Coming up the other way, trying to get to the basket. Betts draws the foul, and now he'll go to the line and shoot two. Second team foul on the Vikings. This one going to go, I believe, against Dufek again, his second. And Betts to shoot two. First one is good. Sub comes in. It is 10 for the Vikings. That's Andrew Carnes. And 1 for the Wildcats. That is Luke Lasuda. This one's no good. Rebounded by the Wildcats. That was Carnes with the rebound. Luke Lasuda battling against Droz. He knocked it out, and Droz will try to drive. Droz to the basket. Gives it far side to Thorson, and Thorson is tripped, and Thorson falls hard to the floor on that shoulder. And what are they going to call? Is this, I think, on the floor. So it'll be a second team foul for the Wildcats. The first on Underhill. And we're going to get a sub here for the Wildcats. Jack Storley back in for Luke Lasuda. Meanwhile, the Vikings will inbound. Jazz Johnson looking for Thorson. Thorson inside to the basket. It's knocked away. I think that was Cowenhoven again with another block. Stolen away by Betts. Up the other way. Shot is no good. Up for grabs on the rebound. It's Droz with it. Droz trying to get around the defense. Looks. He wanted to go to Carnes. He does. Carnes inside underneath. And a beautiful feed to Jacob Knospel. He gets 6-3. Both teams going to push the pace here in this one. Inside, Storley outside. Betts for three. Just off the mark. And Knospel again with a rebound over Estes. Taking it the other way. Fouled is Droz. Are they going to call it? Yeah, they will. Going to get a foul here on the Wildcats. Their third. Banging bodies down there underneath. That was Cowenhoven with the foul. His first, team's third. Now into the game for the Wildcats is 32, Alex Johnson. The Vikings will get set to inbound, and a word at the scores table, and now we're good to go. As Johnson will inbound to Knospel, and the shot is up and good. Make it 6-5. Wildcats still with the lead. Here comes Storley inside. Absolutely just banging body. Shots up, no good. Rebounded by Alex Johnson. Are we going to get a foul or ball just out of bounds? Looks like just ball out of bounds, and we'll get a sub here for the Wildcats. Number 25, Colton Beaver, checks into the game. So the Wildcats will inbound. Colton Beaver will get set. Inbound to Underhill. Underhill lost it, and it's Chaz Johnson with the steal. Their first of the afternoon or evening. Droz with it, gives it back to Carnes with the head fake, drive inside. Shot is up, just going to be left short, but coming out of nowhere, Chaz Johnson for the rebound. The shot is up no good from 3, and then the rebound on the far side grabbed by Storley. Storley up the court with it, trying to get it on Johnson, now outside to Beaver. Colton Beaver to Underhill. Underhill inside, they're going to get a foul here on Mr. Thorson, his first, team's third. 6-5 still our score. And now checking into the game is Will Walker. Inbound to Storley from Underhill, and he'll now bring it forward. And give to Will Walker at the top of the key for 3. It's no good. Rebounded by Alex Johnson. Underneath, it's Will Walker again, and we're going to get another foul here on North Branch. This is on Chaz Johnson, his first, team's fourth. 6-5 our score, 14:32 to go. Half number 1. Will Walker inbound to Underhill. Underhill guarded by Thorson. Shot is up, no good. Gospel there for the rebound. Guarded well, gives it up to Thorson. Thorson, spin move on the defender. Finds a lane inside. He'll just pull up from the paint. Shot is going to be no good. Dufek tries to tip it to himself. Rebound still up for grabs. It's going to be Gospel. That was him who tipped it to himself. And now inside is Thorson. Thorson shot up, no good, and he draws the foul. Now he'll go to line and shoot 2. The 4th team foul on the Wildcats. This one going to go against Alex Johnson, his team's 4th. Blake Seifert getting set to check in. Shot is up and no good there from Thorson. Seifert into the game, as is Estes for the Wildcats. 2 guys out. Estes didn't check in with the scores table, and now he'll get called in. At the line, Thorson missed his first. Got a chance on the second one. Thorson, it rattles out. Over 2 that time. Estes grabbed the rebound. And here come the Wildcats. Blake Seifert off an angle. No good. Gospel there for the rebound. Now it's Thorson. Thorson up the court with it. Give off on the far side underneath Knoxville. The reverse layup is in for 2 to make it 7-6, and the Vikings take their first lead. Quickly up the court. Meanwhile, I should mention Tyler Minke out for the Vikings here tonight in street close, so he will not play. That was a big reason why they won in that first game. But so far, good battle. 7-6, 13.5 minutes to go. Ball outside to Seifert on the far side. Beaver gets the edge. No, he has to step back. Gives it off to Storley, now to Seifert. Seifert trying to drive inside. Bumping bodies. The layup is no good. Rebounded there by Carnes. Here comes Johnson with it. It's knocked out of bounds by Beaver. And fans want to foul, but I think it was a clean knockout. Now checking into the game for the first time, Dewey Beaver. Beaver into the game. He'll inbound quickly to Droz on the near side for Knoxville. They get him open right away. Is going to leave it short. Rebounded there by Dufek, and Knoxville for another 2, 9-6. He's unstoppable inside. Deep pass to Will Walker on the baseline. He stepped on it too. Ball will go back to North Branch. An early advantage for Chisago Lakes, but since then it's been all Vikings. Dufek will get set to inbound. Gives it in to Carnes. Carnes back to Dufek. Dufek waiting. He's got Knoxville wide open at the logo. Just to the far side. Looks to drive in. Instead gives it back to Carnes. Now on the near side for Dufek. Dufek back to Carnes. Carnes on the near side for Droz. Droz lets the defender go by. Side step 3 is good. 12-6. 12.5 to go. Will Walker on the far side trying to answer. It's going to go long. Knoxville with a rebound, plus he draws the foul. I think Cowenhoven is going to get the foul call on him, and it will be the 5th team foul on the Wildcats, and the second on Cowenhoven, unfortunately. And Betts checks into the game for the Wildcats. I think Underhill will as well for Walker and Storley. Bring it up as Droz looks to the coach for the call. Settles it down. Gives on the far side to Beaver. Dooley Beaver now to Carnes, Dooley Beaver, the near side corner to Dufek. Now top of the key, Droz. Droz going to drive inside. No look pass behind him to Dufek. Dufek on the far side to a cutting Droz. Not doing there on that three. Now to Dufek again. Dufek to Knospel. And now Knospel going to try and drive through some traffic. Shot is up. No good. It'll be taken by Seifert on the steal. Quickly the other way. Betts for three. That's hits the rim and goes up and over the backboard, and that will be out of bounds. So the Vikings get the ball back 12-6. Thorson was going to check into the game, but first we're going to get a timeout by the Vikings. That'll be their first. They'll be left with 4. So timeout here by North Branch, and it is a 30-second timeout. We'll keep it here. A really good start for Chisago Lakes in this game. It looked like maybe early on had an advantage, maybe start to pull away, but North Branch has settled things down defensively and found some open spots to shoot offensively and have gotten things rolling for their side here. And this one, 12-6, their lead, 11:53 to go. But as I mentioned, it's still a battle here, and it's a game of momentum sometimes, and I assure you this one is going to have multiple swings of momentum. It's not just going to be this one for the Vikings and they run away with it. Wildcats are going to find something to do, and they'll come back. That's just the way these two teams play. Dufek will inbound now to Droz. Droz gets it up to Carnes. Carnes with it, slowing things down a little bit, trying to get by Estes. Estes is there, and Carnes traveled. Got into the body of Estes and then backed up and traveled. Unfortunately, shuffled those feet a little bit, so ball will go back to the Wildcats on a turnover. Not too many early turnovers, but you do have a couple here for both teams. With it is Luke Lasuda looking for a screen from Estes. Now trying to use that speed to get around the defense. It's knocked out and stolen away by Carnes. Carnes with the steal. He'll slow it down. Start, stop, and start again. He'll fake inside, go to Dufek. Dufek now on the near side for Droz. Droz trying to go inside to Thorson. It's going to be stolen away by Seifert. Seifert, he just knew that was coming. He'll take it all the way coast to coast. Too fancy on it. And it's no good. Rebounded by Carr. Seifert trying to get a little fancy with it, but nothing doing. And now Droz to the basket. That one is out of bounds off of Droz. So we'll go back to the Wildcats as Colton Beaver will check. We got a lot of Beavers here tonight. Dooley Beaver, Colton Beaver, Claire Beaver. I don't know if they're related, but probably could be. Inbound here goes to Lasuda. Lasuda brings it forward. Keeps his back to the defender, then give off to Underhill. Underhill inside, shot is up off the backboard, no good. Another rebound for Knospel. He's already, that's 7 rebounds now for him. This ball's going to be knocked out of bounds by Chisago Lakes as Chaz Johnson will check in. He comes in for Droz. Beaver on the near side will inbound. Chaz Johnson at the North Branch logo gives to Thorson. Thorson keeping it away from the defense. He's double teamed, gives it on the near side to Carnes. Carnes tried to underhand it to Knospel, but top the key for Thorson, and it's in for 3 from Ethan Thorson. I'm not saying he's so talented and athletic because he's got the same name as me, first name anyways, but I'm saying it doesn't hurt. Shot on the other side is going to be called a foul for the Wildcats as the Vikings draw their 5th team foul, the first on Dooley Beaver. And now Colton Betts is after the line to shoot 2. First one is no good. And we'll get 2 in, 2 out. And for the first time tonight is 34. That's Will Pearson. Shot is up and good for Betts. So 1 of 2 this time around once again to make it 15-7. They stop their scoring drought. I apologize. That's some phlegm I'm working on. 15-7 now on the far side. Carnes to Beaver. They're passing it back and forth. He'll give it now near side to Chaz Johnson. Johnson getting on Betts and then to Knospel. Knospel wanting to drive inside. Backs it out to Thorson for 3. Just off the mark, and Betts is going to grab the rebound for the Wildcats. Betts Gives near side, Underhill, now to Beaver. That's Colton Beaver. Back to Betts. Betts lost it. Up for grabs, Chaz Johnson with the steal. Johnson to Beaver. Pass a little bit behind and now gives it over to Knospel. Knospel shot up, no good, but he's fouled. He'll go line and shoot 2. Jacob Knospel has been a beast here tonight. 8 points, 8 rebounds. Or 7 rebounds, I apologize. 16 foul for the Wildcats, the first on Will Pearson. And it's 2 for Knospel. First one's up and good for Knospel. They get 16-7. This one good as well. He drops them both in, and it's 17-7. Jack Storley working his way through, no good, and do we get a foul here on who? On the Vikings, it'll be on Carnes, his first, team's 6th, so both teams struggling with fouls early on, 9:48 to go. Inbound, nearly stolen away, then Underhill grabs it and drops it home. A light dunk for 2. It's still a dunk, but nonetheless, Underhill, it was almost stolen away by the Vikings, but Underhill was able to grab it and leap to the moon for that dunk. Dooley Beaver on the far side for Thorson. That's off the mark. And Colton Beaver is going to grab the rebound. Colton Beaver trying to get through traffic. Lost it, almost. Got it back to Dooley Beaver. This shot from Colton Betts is no good. Ethan Thorson with the rebound, now up to Dooley Beaver. On the far side for Carnes. Carnes drives inside, then will look to back it out. Thorson left alone from 3. He'll now drive in as he gives to Knospel, trying to drive the baseline. He drops it in for 2. What a first half for Knospel. Already 12 points. This block comes from behind by Carnes, as Jack Storley tried to get the shot, but it's blocked by Carnes. Absolutely rejected on that one. That's one that'll get the energy up. Dufek is in now for the Vikings after the block from Carnes, and he steps out. Seifert, long range, no good. Another rebound for Knospel, close to 10. Dufek stops, gives back outside Beaver. Now on the far side, Thorson. Thorson holding on. Wanted to drive and gives to Johnson, Chaz Johnson. On the far side, directing traffic, will give all the way on the near side to Dufek. Dufek wanted to go inside to Knospel. Now on the far side, Thorson. Back to Johnson. Dufek for 3, just off the mark, and rebound there by Will Pearson. Jack Storley brings it up the other way. Trying to drive inside. He'll have to back out now to Colton Beaver. He's trying to get around Dooley. Shot is up and no good. Colton Beaver got his own rebound. And then it was stolen away. Didn't quite see who. We'll probably give that to Dooley. He was near it. Dooley Beaver gives on the far side to Chaz Johnson. Thorson back to Johnson. Wanted to go to Beaver instead. Goes inside to Dufek. Now to Beaver again on the far side, Thorson. Thorson inside to Knospel, powering his way through. Gives it Dufek on the near side for 3. That's off the mark. Rebounded by Seifert. Seifert up the court quickly to Will Walker, and he goes for the floater. It's inside, no good. Rebounded by Pearson. Now the ball is up for grabs, and it's going to be officially stolen away by Chaz Johnson. Then we got a little bit of a tie-up on the floor. It looks like Pearson, I don't know if I doubt he did it on purpose, but tied up the leg of Johnson. I think he was just kind of tied up and trying to get around him. Yeah, they'll get this one on Pearson, but again, I don't think it was anything intentional. I think he just got tied up himself. Either way, it's second foul for Pearson, and now it's 7 for the Wildcats. It'll be a 1-and-1 for the Vikings. It should be anyway. Dufek not real sure what's going on. He's like, are we really in the bonus? Yes, you are. 17 fouls for the Wildcats, 6 for North Branch. 7:28 to go, 19-9 is the score on that Embrace Orthodontic scoreboard. Chaz Johnson to shoot 1-and-1. That one's no good. Estes with the rebound. to Luke Lasuda. Luke Lasuda, shot is up, no good. Knocked out of bounds by the Vikings, I believe. So we'll stay with the Wildcats. Will Walker will get set to inbound. Walker looking, goes to Estes on that far side. Estes will wait, guarded by Knospel. Knospel gives up a little bit of a lane. It's knocked out of bounds by Knospel, and it will stay with the Wildcats. 20 seconds to shoot. Estes tried to drive baseline, just couldn't quite find any angle on the defender, Knospel, and knocked out of bounds by North Branch. Lasuda give to Seifert. Seifert wanted Cowenhoven on the far side. Nothing doing. Gives now to Walker on the near side. Lasuda wants to go Cowenhoven. Instead Walker. Walker trying to get it. Now inside Estes. Estes with 6 seconds to shoot. 5. Lost it. And tries to give near side to Luke Lasuda, but that ball is going to go out of bounds, and really good defense by the Vikings to not allow him to get any sort of shot or angle. Underhill checks back in for Will Walker. Chaz Johnson inbounds to Droz. Droz now in a double team. Pass it off on the far side to Thorson. Thorson trying to go back to Chaz Johnson. Gets it. 5-on-1. Trying to go underneath to Knospel, and it's just out of his reach. It will go back to the Wildcats. A little bit of a missed opportunity there on that fast break for North Branch, and we'll be wishing they could have that one back. 19-9 with it the other way. Wildcats, they'll pass it around again. Move the ball pretty well, just haven't found any two open shots. Cowenhoven will take it himself, and he gets the roll. Cowenhoven drops it in for 2 to make it 19-11. We had a similar score in the first half of our girls' game. Vikings led, and the Vikings led at halftime. A short 3 by Dufek. The ball is up for grabs, and oh my goodness. Little bit of animosity between those two, Seifert and Thorson. And a jump ball call. Seifert arguing with the ref. He's just arguing, saying, hey, it probably should be a foul on Thorson. And there's a good argument for that. Thorson was the aggressor. But Seifert going to be a jump ball possession favors the Vikings. And we got some perspiration on the floor that we're trying to clean up. Oh, it's Wildcat ball. I apologize. I think I said North Branch ball, but instead it's Chisago Lake ball. I forgot which way they were going, apparently. But here comes Lasuda with it. Lasuda give to Underhill. Underhill guarded well by Droz. Puts up a shot over Underhill, and Droz is going to wind up with the rebound. Droz trying to take it up past Estes. He slows things down, let the offense get set. Droz inside, lost the ball. It's up for grabs. Estes is going to get the steal. His second. Trying to go up to Cowenhoven, and Cowenhoven, I don't know what happened there, but ill-advised pass, and it's going to be another turnover. Wildcats, some missed opportunities here in this first half, and some miscommunication, something you don't want to have. 5:50 to go, 19-11, Vikings with the lead over Chisago Lakes. Dufek will get set to inbound, and he finds Carnes. Carnes now double team, backs out of there, then throws it up the court to Dufek. Dufek fakes the pass inside Knospel. Now to Thorson. Thorson, no good on the shot, but he's fouled, and he'll go to the line and shoot 2. And Alex Johnson confused on the foul there. I don't know basketball by heart, so they're saying that he came down. You can keep your hands up, but you can't come down with the wrists. And Mike Holmquist also asking why. 8th team foul now, and Thorson at the line to shoot 2. First one's up and good. They get 20-11. Colton Beaver in for Cowenhoven. Thorson. Good on the second. So he makes both of them, and it's 21-11. Substitution for the Vikings. Dooley Beaver in for Thorson. And the Wildcats start with Lasuda. Lasuda give to Betts. Betts almost lost it. And Beaver is going to cause the turnover, and Carnes will wind up getting the steal, but that was all because of Dooley Beaver. Now Knospel inside, getting through traffic. Oh, and then they're going to get him for a travel. Knospel Nospel thought he was fouled, and unfortunately not the case. They're going to get him for a travel instead. So now the Wildcats will get it back 21-11. Under 5.5 to go. Lasuda. Now Beaver, but then Beaver's right there. Underhill to Betts on the far side to Colton Beaver. Now to Lasuda on the far side. Waiting, being patient offensively. He'll get it to Beaver. Colton Beaver to Betts. Betts driving in and drops it in for 2. 21-23, or 21-13. English is hard. Pass inside from Dufek to Nospel, and it's no good. Rebounded by Underhill. Underhill give far side. Lasuda 3. It rings around and falls in. 21-16, and all of a sudden that momentum, as I said, has swung a little bit. Both teams on a little bit of a scoring drought, but Wildcats have since scored 5 and are within that 5. Carnes with it, head fake, now over to Droz. Droz trying to get around Lasuda. He's going to look inside, pass near side Beaver. Top of the key, Carnes for 3 off the mark. Rebounded there by Underhill, and now we get a foul on Dooley Beaver. It's the team's 7th, and Underhill will go to line to shoot a 1-and-1. So his 2nd and the team's 7th, and Thorson's back in for Nospel, and Jack Storley in for Beaver. That's Colton Beaver. So again, Underhill to shoot a 1-and-1. First one is up and good. So Underhill will get an opportunity to add another one, 21-17. Underhill good on both. It's 2 for 2 on that trip, and now it's a 3-point game. Vikings still with the lead, but the Wildcats on the comeback trail. 4:10 to go in the first half. Carnes with it, gives on far side to Dufek. Dufek back to Carnes. Trying to set it up inside for Thorson, but instead they'll get it back out to Dooley Beaver. Beaver will underhand it to Carnes on the far side. Now back to Beaver. They'll go all the way across court. Dufek. Dufek to Beaver. That's Dooley, and this pass is tipped and stolen away by Jack Storley. He'll try to take it inside, but Beaver, absolute shutdown defense. And the Wildcats will have to reset to Lasuda. Inside Storley. Outside to Betts. Betts will now drive inside. Shot is up. No good. And Alex Johnson, no good on that one, but it's going to be, I think, stolen away or rebounded by the Vikings. A 3 on the far side from Dooley Beaver is long, and it's rebounded there by Alex Johnson. They'll go up the court quickly. Underhill, shot is good, plus the and 1, and uh-oh. Now a chance for the Wildcats to tie the game. Nospel back in for Beaver. Estes will come in for Alex Johnson. Trying to get some beef in there with Nospel and Estes. Underhill, no good on that one. Thorson with the rebound. So we'll stay 21-20. Thorson gives near side to Carnes. Carnes looking, guarded by Lasuda. And Carnes will get it back. Wanted to go inside Knospel, just nothing doing there. Dufek on the far side, under 3 minutes to go. Back to Carnes, trying to go inside to Knospel. He can't drop it in. And it's rebounded by Estes. Wildcats trying to push the pace. It's Jack Storley, backs it out to Betts. Betts looking for someone to give it off to Lasuda, now to Underhill. Underhill trying to find that lane to the basket, and he does. Drops it in for 2, and the Wildcats have scored 12 unanswered. Or 11 unanswered. I can't talk tonight, ladies and gentlemen. I apologize. Under 2.5 to go. Wildcats now with a 1-point lead. Into Knoxville, outside Dufek. Wanted to go Carnes, but has to change his mind. Now Thorson on the near side for 3, and that one's no good. It's going to be tipped and will wind up being rebounded by Thorson. Luckily there by Droz, got the tip, and Thorson was there to go and get it. Thorson trying to drive inside. Shot is up, no good. And we're going to foul here. I believe this one might be on Estes for the Wildcats. It's a shooting foul, and Thorson will go to the line and shoot 2. Estes will pick up his second. Again, the team's 9th, and Thorson to shoot 2 now. Thorson, first one is up and good to tie us at 22 apiece. Couple subs in and out here for the Wildcats, 3 in, 3 out, but Cowenhoven, I apologize, and Blake Seifert are in for the Wildcats. I think people would consider them kind of their playmakers, but they have others on the team that can get it done. Thorson breaks the tie with that one to make it 23-22. We get a timeout called here by one of the squads. It will be a timeout for North Branch. Another timeout, 32nd. It'll be their second, and they'll be left with 3 as we go forward. 2:05 to go. Vikings lead 23-22 over the Wildcats, but it was an 11-0 run for Chisago Lakes before Thorson got to the line to hit those 2 free throws and retake the lead. Both teams will break their huddles and get back out. It will be Wildcat ball out of the timeout. And it will be Seifert to inbound for the Wildcats. So an inbound there to Seifert, or from Cowenhoven, then to Seifert, down to Cowenhoven. They've got numbers the other way outside for Jack Storley. It's off the mark. Rebound. Last touch out of bounds by the Wildcats. And we go back to North Branch, 23-22, 1:54 to go. Inbound to Droz. Droz will bring it. 23-22. Dufek searching, trying to set up the play. Now gives it to Thorson. Thorson back to Dufek. I think they're trying to maybe set up Thorson, trying to drive baseline over there. Knoxville is inside. They'll give it to Carnes over on the far side to Dufek inside Thorson. And Thorson drops it in for 2. Good movement of the ball there for the Vikings, and they got the Wildcats to bite on one of them, and they finally get it to fall. Jack Storley in some trouble. Gives it on the near side for Blake Seifert. It's no good. Rebounded there by Carnes. Carnes to Knoxville to Thorson. Thorson inside, no good. Seifert's going to draw the foul. It'll be the 10th team foul. The first on Seifert. 1:06 to go. Vikings lead by 3. Thorson, first one is up and good. 26-24, now a 2-possession game. Like I said, it was going to be a close first half. Close game, but I didn't expect the first half to be lower scoring like this. I thought we were going to see maybe more scoring, but defense is stepping up. This one's up and good. Thorson drops them both in once again to make it 27-22. Betts looking. Gave it over to Underhill. Now to Cowenhoven for 3 on the far side. Bouncing around. It's no good. And then rebounded by Droz. Vikings wanted a call, but a good no call in my opinion. But then we get the ball knocked out here by the Wildcats. Vikings will hold on to it. 46 seconds to go. 29 on the shot clock. Substitution. Colton Beaver will check in for Wildcats, as will now Pearson. Just heard from one of the fans in here. Colton Beaver is the cousin of Dooley. Vikings will start to run down the clock a little bit. They'll waste some time here and then get the offense going. 33 seconds to go. Thorson inside. Give back outside to Johnson, and Johnson traveled with it. Now we'll go back to the Wildcats, trailing by 5 with 30 seconds to go. Plenty of time to go and get 4 points here, or 5. Plenty of time. Inbound from Cowenhoven to Seifert. Go back to Underhill. Underhill Spin move, lost it. Cowenhoven gets it back. Now Cowenhoven trying to drive inside. Shot is up, no good, and Cowenhoven draws the foul. And now he'll go to line and shoot 2. 9th team foul on the Vikings. This one on draws, excuse me. So Cowenhoven set to shoot 2. Cowenhoven good on the first. 27-23. Cowenhoven no good on that one. Rebounded by Knospel. So 1 of 2 there. That'll give him 10 on the evening, I believe, just in the first half alone. On the far side, Knospel up and in for 2. Plus he draws the and 1. 6 seconds to go. And he makes it 29-23. Knospel, a big basket there for the Wildcats. This one will be on Pearson, his 3rd. And now Knospel will try to make it a 3-point play. Shot is no good. Seifert with the rebound. 1 second to shoot, a 3, no good from Underhill. And that will do it for the first half of play. An exciting finish to the first half, but the Vikings are on top at the half, 29-23. We'll take a commercial break. We'll be right back after word from our fine sponsors. Then we'll recap this half of action, and we'll also go and check some other games in our local listening area here on 100.9 FM, Cool Country WCMP.
Are you ready to get back to doing what you love? Whether it's recovering from an injury or preventing one, Wellia Health Sports Medicine Team is here to help. From kids to adults, we specialize in treating sports injuries, including concussions. We're here to get you back to peak performance. Call us today at 320-679-1313 or schedule an appointment through MyChart. Visit welliahealth.org.
A Lennox air source heat pump is a high-efficiency air conditioning unit that can also heat your home or business during the spring and fall. It's more economical than heating with propane. Have Dale's Heating and Appliance install your Lennox air source heat pump. Ask Dale's how you can receive up to $1,000 in rebates for your air source heat pump system. And ductless mini splits also qualify for up to $1,000. Visit dalesheatingandappliance.com. Conditions apply. See dealer for details.
The Duluth Sports Show is back February 13th through 16th.
Be amazed by Sarah Twister, the incredible performer who balances on her arms while shooting a bow and arrow with her feet.
Explore the latest in marine electronics and catch expert demos from top fishing and hunting pros.
Plus, enjoy Field and Flame cooking demos. Try your luck in the trout pond and get your trophy rack scored for free.
Come for the deals, stay for the fun.
February 13th through 16th at the Deck in Duluth.
Your ticket to outdoor adventure awaits at DuluthSportsShow.com.
At Burnett Dairy Cooperative, we're more than just your local dairy. We're also a trusted propane provider, serving homes, farms, and businesses across northwestern Wisconsin and east central Minnesota. Whether you need a tank installed or reliable delivery, we're here for you 365 days a year with flexible options that fit your needs. As a farmer-owned cooperative, we're committed to supporting our community because your home and farm deserve the best. Call 715-689-1032 to learn more. Burnett Dairy Propane, serving you with pride every day of the year.
You gotta stop somewhere, so make a stop into the Holiday Station store in Pine City and start saving. Right now, grab CK Oil, save $2 when you buy 2, or CK Diesel DEF treatment for only $23.99. While you're at Holiday, they still have the $3, $4, $5 meal deals on some of your favorite items, and Refresh Team Spirit with Mountain Dew are 3 for $6, or Celsius, buy one get one free. Whoa! Better get into the Freeway Holiday Station store in Pine City.
Embrace Orthodontics offers a unique specialized approach to orthodontic treatment with custom braces or Invisalign. The team at Embrace loves getting to know their patients personally and takes the time to make sure all your questions are answered. Their board-certified orthodontists use only the latest in modern technology to give you the best outcome possible. They work with your insurance company and offer flexible financing options to fit your budget. Call today to set up your free exam and see how Embrace Orthodontics can transform your smile. More online at embracemn.com. That's EmbraceMN.com.
And here's the pitch.
Here's the pitch. The premier indoor batting cages in North Branch. Whether you're trying to make the team or take the team to the next level, Here's the Pitch has state-of-the-art pitching machines for both baseball and fast-pitch softball. $35 gets you cage time with your own pitcher. $40 gets you cage time using one of their top-tier pitching machines. Screens, plates, helmets, they've got the equipment, you provide the batter. Find Here's the Pitch on Facebook or visit here'sthepitchmn.com. here'sthepitchmn.com.
Hey there, sports fans. Brad here from Lee's Pro Shop in Pine City, and we have a Lee's Crazy Sale going on. It's time to gear up for hockey, basketball, wrestling, or volleyball equipment, as it is all 20% off. That's right, 20% off all your favorite hockey, basketball, wrestling, and volleyball equipment. Whether you're a beginner or a pro, Lee's Pro Shop has everything you need to take your game to the next level. So don't wait. Stop by Lee's Pro Shop today. Save big on your favorite sports equipment. Hurry in for Lee's Crazy Sale. Lee's Pro Shop, where the passion for sports begins.
A&W Restaurant Pine City is still making fresh root beer, that signature item since 1919. It's still made fresh and on-site with real cane sugar and a blend of secret ingredients. It doesn't get any better than this. Their world-renowned A&W root beer is a classic treat, and they can top it off with creamy vanilla soft serve to be known as the famous A&W root beer float. Now that's smooth, tasty, and refreshing. An American iconic A&W root beer float. It never tasted so good. A&W Restaurant Pine City. Come grab your root beer float today.
Untangling your headphones, finding the right remote, saying goodbye to your favorite shirt that hasn't fit in 10 years. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with Auto Owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who live in your community and answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like finding a new favorite shirt. That's simple human sense.
Contact your local Auto Owners agency, Pine Insurance Agency, at pineagency.us today.
Hey there, neighbors. Matt Winsan, CEO Burnett Dairy. Farmers are the people that wake up before the sun, who battle the elements, and tend to their crops and herds with a passion that runs deep in their veins. At this time, I would personally like to thank the farmers. From all of us at Burnett Dairy Cooperative to all of our incredible farmers, thank you. Burnett Dairy Cooperative. Real farms, real flavor.
Arrowhead Transit, your community, your ride. Arrowhead Transit is proud to support this station and bring you reliable public transportation in your community. Whether you need to get to work, school, or the doctor's office, our friendly drivers and comfortable buses are here to serve you. We're committed to connecting communities and making transportation accessible for everyone. Arrowhead Transit is your community partner in getting around. Arrowhead Transit is a supporting sponsor of the station and is dedicated to supporting our local communities.
The Duluth Sports Show is back February 13th through 16th.
Shop the latest gear and explore a massive selection of boats, docks, lifts, ATVs, RVs, fifth wheels, travel trailers, and more.
Save big with exclusive show-only pricing. Grab cash and carry items to take home and enjoy family-friendly entertainment.
Come for the deals, stay for the fun.
If there's too much to see, come back a second day for free.
February 13th through 16th at the Deck in Duluth.
Your ticket to outdoor adventure awaits at DuluthSportsShow.com.
Back here on 100.9 FM, Cool Country. The Vikings lead at half, 29-23. The scoring, the stats for the first half for the Wildcats leading the way was Joe Cowenhoven and Cohen Underhill with 8, 4 for Colton Betts, and 3 for Luke Lasuda. They had 7 steals, 2 blocks. They were 6 of 11 from the free throw line, just over 50%, and had 11 team fouls. On the other side for the Vikings leading the way was Jacob Knospel with 14 points, 11 then for Ethan Thorson, and then 4 for Kingston Draws. 9 rebounds for Knospel in the first half to lead the team. 5 for Carnes was the next closest. They had 5 steals. They had 1 block. They were 9 of 14 from the free throw line with 18 fouls. Again, they went to the free throw line a little bit more than the Wildcats did there in that first half. Got a few more, but still would like to see it be a little bit better out there on the percentage. Thorson missed his first 2, but then was perfect from there on out, 6 of 8 in that first half. And everybody else kind of 50% from there on out, but Thorson really kind of set the tone for the free throws. And I thought in that first half, both teams played pretty well. Both defenses did a decent job, but we've seen the Vikings get out to the first momentum switch there in that first half. They got out to that lead. They built on that lead. It was a 10-point lead at one point. Then the Wildcats came back. I said there was going to be more than one momentum shift, and there was. the Wildcats came back, scored 11 unanswered points to tie, or to actually take a lead by 1. Then the Vikings came back. They got a foul. They went to the line, made 2. They were up by 1, and then kind of took over from there on out. So for the Vikings, coming into this half with some momentum, some big momentum, but also with some things that they're hoping to work on. Defensively, they're allowing some of these lanes to open up and get some shots inside, but I've been really impressed with them doing a good job on the baseline. They're not allowing any drives on the baseline from the Wildcats. The Wildcats wanted to do that here in the first half with Estes. They tried to do it a lot with Estes, but they tried to get some of their other players in there, but just not doing anything. And what they're also trying to do with that is draw the defenders in so they can get a wide open 3. But when they have drove inside on that baseline, it has either been a turnover or a foul on the, well, not on the Vikings every time, but it has been tough on that baseline for the Wildcats. So they'll definitely have to change that up here in the second half. Maybe try and find some perimeter shooting for yourselves, get that going, or if you really want to, I think you're going to have to go away from the baseline drive and just straight up drive in the paint to try and find some more fouls. Be aggressive offensively, draw some more fouls on the Vikings, and get to the line a little bit more often. And then for the Vikings, I continue what you're doing. I like the fact that they're going inside to Knoxville. Continue that, but feed Thorson too. Thorson's been a great guy to have, and I think you're telling the players, hey, you got to have a shooter's mentality here in the second half. They had some shots that I thought they left on the court in that first half, and I think if you're Coach Walton, you're telling these guys, hey, have a shooter's mentality. We've seen way too many shots that you left out there in that first half, and I want to see you take more shots. They're doing an okay job rebounding. You like to see them rebound a little bit better, but with Knoxville there inside, I mean, there's almost no way the Wildcats have been able to get a rebound, but continue to do that. Continue for the Wildcats. Continue to try and just get someone who winds up getting hot. You got Cowenhoven and Underhill each with 8 points. Try and get them the ball. They've been doing a good job inside as well, driving from the 3 and then driving inside and just getting those lanes to drive through. So I think that's what the Wildcats need to do here. Ball inbounded. It's Chaz Johnson with it. Then quickly underneath to Knoxville. He was left alone. He cut from basically a different universe and came out of a black hole to that spot. Wildcats with it, 31-23. They trail. Underhill trying to drive baseline. There's that drive again, and they're going to execute it this time to perfection. That was not working in the first half. They just couldn't get that to go, but this time they get it to fall. On the far side, draws with it. Now into Knoxville. He waits. Turns around. Kind of drive on Estes. Nothing doing that time. Then give to Thorson, and he drives on Cowenhoven, and Cowenhoven gets the foul call. He's upset with the foul call. That'll send Thorson to the line for 2. Cowenhoven will pick up his 3rd, and that's tough for him because, he's a guy if you're the Wildcats, you want to have out there. One of their leading scorers the last few times I've called a game for the Wildcats, so definitely want to keep him out there. The first one is made, by the way, by Thorson to make it 32-25. This one by Thorson, no good. Estes trying to grab the rebound, but it's knocked out by Thorson. And it will stay Wildcat ball, 32-25. Quick sub. Seifert will come in for Cowenhoven. Cowenhoven talking to his coach. Coach giving him advice. Inbound to Seifert on the far side. He fakes one way, then goes back to Underhill. Now on the near side, Estes. Back to Seifert. Seifert in the near side to Storley. Storley gives on the far side to Betts, to Underhill. He's going to find that lane to drive. Shot is up, and he gets it to fall. Underhill. That's the play I was talking about, just finding that lane that's open and then being aggressive going to the basket. Dufek picks up his dribble on the far side. May have picked it up too soon. He'll give it to Thorson on the far side. Thorson going to step back and wait for the offense to get set. Gives it off on the far side. Knoxville trying to drive inside, trying to give it to Thorson, and then it's going to be stolen away by Underhill. His first, and trying to go quickly. Underhill for 3. That's off the mark, and Dufek tried to convince the ref he didn't touch it, but yeah, he touched it as it went out of bounds. So it will stay with the Wildcats. Carnes will check into the game for Dufek. Betts looking, finding Underhill. He wanted 3, instead has to pull it down. Drives inside, and that's another one that he drops in for 2. He is just right now unstoppable. Right down Broadway on that drive to the basket. Just got some speed, and again, the aggressiveness going to the basket. Or excuse me, that is draws with it. Now to Thorson. Thorson maybe looking for a screen here from Knoxville. He does get the screen, but goes back to Knoxville. Shot is up, no good, but he's fouled. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. Second team foul for Chisago Lakes. It will be the, let's see, 3rd on Estes. Team's 2nd. Knoxville at the line for 2. First one's no good. 32-29. Vikings still with the lead, but Wildcats, after the initial score by North Branch, have come out with some vengeance. Knoxville can't get it to fall on that one, and Seifert will grab the rebound. Up on the baseline, Underhill, reverse layup, too soft, and Estes is going to grab the rebound, and we're going to get a foul here on the Vikings. We're going to get, I think, Chaz Johnson. His second. Team's first of the second half. The Wildcats will get set to inbound now. Storley trying to find someone. Goes back to Seifert, and Seifert will go up to get it. Uses that frame to go up and get it. Seifert, a 6'4" young man. Storley wants to go to Seifert and finally will give. Now to Underhill on the far side. Dipping under 10 seconds to shoot. They'll go inside Estes. Estes trying to find somewhere to go with it. He had Seifert open at the top of the key for 3. Missed him, and now Knoxville with his 10th rebound. Chaz Johnson driving inside. Going to be aggressive to the basket. He gets the roll. Chaz Johnson, his first points on the night to end their drought. It's 34-29. Underhill will drive inside and drops it in for 2 himself again. They are feeding Underhill. He is the hot hand right now for the Wildcats. 34-31. Under 15 and a half to go here in the game. Carnes gives to Johnson. Looking, now gives Knoxville driving baseline. Shot is up, too strong, and it's Seifert with another rebound. Seifert quick up the court. Underhill, far side 3, short. And rebounded by Knoxville, his 11th now on the evening. Give Chaz Johnson. Johnson turns on the Jets, but Betts is not fooled. Now gives to Knoxville. He's going to be aggressive inside, and the shot no good, but he's fouled. He'll go to line and shoot 2, and I believe another one there on Estes, which would be his 4th. Team's 3rd, and unfortunately now Estes will have to sit for a while. Knoxville no good on the first. And Alex Johnson will check in for Estes. So Knoxville missed on the first. Knoxville no good on that one. And Chaz Johnson going to fight for the rebound and get it. Now we get that ball that went out of bounds. We're going to say last touch by the Vikings. And Johnson talking with the referee, saying, hey, wasn't that off-white? And the referee said, no, sir, it was not. I saw you touch it last. It was a polite conversation. Really nice to see. Seifert gets the ball, gets the give to the basket, and drops it in for 2. His first points on the night make it 34-33. Hey, we've been treated to a very good game here in these 2 halves. And now a give to Carnes, standing at the North Branch logo, trying to drive, and Seifert going to get called for the foul. His 2nd, and the team's 4th. Colton Beaver into the game for Colton Betts. Johnson looking, doesn't feel comfortable with anything until now. Carnes works and starts in the backcourt. Carnes working on Seifert, fakes the pass one way, then gives inside Thorson. Thorson had his shot blocked by Alex Johnson for the steal. And the Wildcats bring it the other way. Underhill give far side to Seifert. I thought Underhill had a 3 opportunity. Seifert going to take it instead. Alex Johnson with the rebound. And then it's rebounded by Knoxville on the missed shot from the Wildcats. Carnes working on Seifert. On the far side, give to Draws. Draws slipped, but still working on Luke Lasuda. And I think we're either going to get a foul or a timeout. I think a foul. You're going to get Lasuda for the foul. His first team's 5th now. And Underhill out, Cowenhoven in for the Wildcats. 13:28 to go on the Embrace Orthodontic scoreboard. Thorson gets it inbounded to him, lost it. And now we'll give it off to Carnes on the far side. Carnes looking, give to Draws. Draws inside to Johnson, trying to go to Knoxville. Knoxville's shot no good. Rebounded by Seifert. Seifert with a strong rebound there. Now Luke Lasuda with the pass to him. It's going to come up well short and rebound. Oh, no way. Lasuda's going to get it back. Wow, what an effort play from Luke Lasuda. That should have been Viking rebound, and it winds up not being. And then we get a timeout here called, I believe, by the Wildcats. So the Wildcats will call a timeout. It'll be a 30-second. We'll keep it here. 34-33, Vikings with the lead over the Wildcats here in this second half, but it has been an extremely close second half. The first half was close, but it kind of leaned in favor of the Vikings there for a good chunk of it, but the Wildcats have come out with a purpose here in this second half and have kept it within a possession or two. So second buzzer goes off and we're back to action. 34-33. So Seifert to inbound. He tries to fake the shot, but Thorson not fooled to Lasuda. Lasuda had a long 3, but probably the better play not to hold on to it, especially when you're only down by 1. 8 seconds to shoot. Seifert on the far side for 3. That's no good, and it touches the strap that brings up and down the backboard, so it will be out of bounds and back to the Vikings. Into Draws, and now back to Chaz Johnson. Johnson with that on the far side, gives to Draws, now back to Carnes. Carnes has yet to get on the board. He thought about pulling the trigger there, but instead gives to Draws. Draws on the near side for Dufek, now to Carnes. Good movement of the ball, and they'll try to get Dufek open. He'll take the shot from 3. That is good. And Dufek with his first points on the evening to make it 37-33, a 2-possession game. Inside, Cowenhoven battling. Shot is up, no good. Rebounded by Dufek. Give now to Chaz Johnson. Johnson only has 2 on the night, but he's been doing a good job feeding the ball and setting up the offense. Vikings will move that ball around, trying to get Dufek open again. This time, Colton Beaver is going to get the takeaway. Now, Cowenhoven on the near side. Give to Seifert. Seifert trying to get around Thorson. Thorson pretty calm, though. He's not worried. Cowenhoven now battling with Chaz Johnson. Cowenhoven inside. Shot is up. No good, and he draws the foul, but he is, oh, no. Kind of hunched over in some pain. Hopefully he's all right. And we're going to get a foul on the Vikings. Dufek, his 3rd, team's 2nd of the half. And Cowenhoven at the line now to shoot 2. First one is good. To make it 37-34. Got a couple substitutions here for both teams. Dooley Beaver back in. Wildcats have Will Walker and Betts along with Underhill back in for Seifert, Lasuda, and Beaver. It's Colton Beaver. And Cowenhoven cannot drop the second one in. Alex Johnson got the rebound. And this ball nearly up for grabs. Alex Johnson upset with something. And now we got blood for Alex Johnson. Looks like maybe a bloody nose. Yeah, it's a good one. So while we have the injury, 37-34, we'll take a timeout on the Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard.
Resetting your password, unsubscribing from emails, printing anything. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with an auto owner's insurance independent agent, getting the right coverage for your business doesn't have to be one of them, so you can get back to more important things, like learning how that printer works. That's simple human sense.
Contact your local auto owner's agency, Pine Insurance Agency, at pineagency.us today.
Need a prescription or medication advice? Wellia Health's community pharmacies in Mora and Pine City are open Monday through Friday from 8:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. and on Saturdays from 8 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. Our friendly pharmacists are here to answer your questions and to help with prescription transfers. Call us at Pine City 320-322-5141 or Mora 320-679-3999 or visit welliahealth.org.
Back here on Cool Country WCMP. Inbound for the Wildcats. They'll start in the backcourt with Colton Betts, but they only got 7 now to shoot. Betts has got to get going, and he'll give to Underhill. Underhill going to try and go through a double team. Tries to drop it in, and it's no good. He's been making those, but that one missed. Carnes with the rebound. Quickly up the court go the Vikings. They'll slow things down as Thorson has it. Gives Dooley Beaver on the far side. 40-34 after the three from Dooley Beaver. And now a steal. Dufek with the steal. Dufek gets hit and now driving inside Thorson. Ball is up for grabs. No whistle call, and Colton Betts going to get the steal. They're letting him play. And now Cowenhoven will drop it in for 2. Makes it 40-36. Back up the other way. Vikings trying to push the pace a little bit. Beaver on the far side. Thorson for 3. Coming up short. And Cowenhoven is going to get the rebound. Here comes Cowenhoven. Gets by one defender. Has to pick up his dribble. Now drives inside. Tries to kiss it off the glass. It's no good. And rebounded there by William Pearson. Now we got a ball up for grabs. They're going to battle for it, and they're not going to let go. You might have to see fouls on both sides for that one. William Pearson gets up with it, but I think the jump ball favors Chisago Lakes. Both squads are pretty amped up after that one. Ref is letting the guys know something. Maybe about when he whistles, you gotta let go. So again, the possession arrow favors the Wildcats, so they'll get it off of the jump ball, 40-36. This is getting a little bit chippy. Cowenhoven on the far side to Betts. On the inbound, Betts to Underhill. I'd like to see the Wildcats maybe take some shots from outside a little bit more. Now 8 seconds to shoot. 7. Betts will pull up from 3. No good. It hits the shot clock, and that is out of bounds as well. So we'll go back to the Vikings, 40-36 in the second half. Over 10 minutes to go still. So we got plenty of action left to look at. Dooley Beaver will start with it. Dooley Beaver had a couple touchdowns this season for the Vikings. A couple big ones late in games to really put the nail in the coffin, so to speak. He's got some fantastic speed. This pass over to Carnes nearly took away by Will Walker, but Carnes a little bit stronger on that one. Had a little bit of an angle, too, turned his body. Carnes will give to Beaver. Beaver back to Carnes. Carnes wasn't quite ready, but good job. Good hands. And now Dufek for 3. It's no good. Thorson, though, is going to grab the rebound. Back outside. Dufek to Beaver. Inside Knaspo. A little bit slow getting to him, but Knaspo is going to drop it in for 2 anyways, and it's 42-36. Quick up the court for Cowenhoven. Gets by 1. Shot is no good. It was rebounded by Estes, and now Estes inside is going to be fouled. I think the Vikings want to jump ball, but not the case. They got a little too much there. It'll be the 3rd team foul on the Vikings, and it will be on... Ooh, no, Dufek, his 4th. So he'll come sit, as will Carnes, and Jazz Johnson back in, as is... Oh, no, Carnes will stay in. Underhill inside, give out to Cowenhoven. Cowenhoven finds Lasuda. Now to Seifert. Seifert can shoot it from there, but Thorson not worried. Thorson, the calmest face I've ever seen when being pressured by someone. This ball is knocked out of bounds out of SD's hands, and will go back to the Wildcats. Checking in is Draws, and he'll come in for Carnes. 9:20. Inbound. Johnson will bring it up. He'll talk with Draws, now to Thorson. Trying to go inside to Knosbel. That's knocked out of bounds by Cowenhoven. Cowenhoven doesn't agree, but that looked pretty clear from my angle. But again, I'm not down on the court, so what do I know? Chaz Johnson will inbound, gets it on the near side for Draws. That's going to come up well short. Rebounded by Lasuda. Lasuda going inside to Cowenhoven. Cowenhoven prevents the steal by Dooley Beaver. And did we get a foul call or what happened? Foul on the Vikings, their fourth and the third for Dooley Beaver. It's on the floor, so only an inbound for Cowenhoven. Cowenhoven to Underhill. Underhill taking it to the basket, tried for the slam. It's no good. Vikings wanted it just to be a block, but they're going to say it's more than that. And now Underhill will go to line and shoot two. I think, did they get Thorson for the foul? They did, his first. Underhill at the line for two. First one's coming up well short. .42-36, still our score. Underhill, no good on the second, but Seifert is there for the rebound. He's no good on it, and Dooley Beaver is going to get the steal, or the rebound rather. His pass inside, poked away. Cowenhoven almost got the steal, he has it. Cowenhoven with the steal. Give underneath Underhill. Underhill drops it in for two. And it's 42-38. Both fan bases getting into it. We're ducking under 8.5 to go in the game. A 4-point difference here between these two teams. Cowenhoven on Beaver. Cowenhoven's going to get the foul. That'll be his fourth. I don't know if he'll sit or if they'll keep him out there with 8:27 to go. You definitely want him for late in the game, but you know, how do you risk it? They won't. Cowenhoven is going to come out, as will Lasuda. In is Colton Betts and Jack Storley. The fourth on Cowenhoven again, their sixth. So an inbound for Beaver. And it's Chaz Johnson to begin the play. Dooley Beaver gets the play in the corner and takes the three and drills it to make it 45-38. Now Storley inside trying to get a shot off. That one's going to fall in for two. That's a big one from Jack Storley to keep them within a couple of possessions, 45-40. Chaz Johnson gives it near side Beaver to Carnes. Head fake, back to Beaver. Beaver on the far side, Thorson. Thorson, head fake, drive inside, and one! Ethan Thorson draws the and one. He drops it in for two. It's 47-40. Now a possible three-point play, as this one is the first foul on Jack Storley. SD's out. In is Alex Johnson. Now a possible three-point play here for Ethan Thorson. First one's no good. So it'll only be two there for him, and it's rebounded by Mr. Seifert. Now Seifert with the give from Storley. His shot is no good. Alex Johnson can't get the rebound. His shot is no good. Knoxville with the rebound. Taking up the court quickly. Thorson trying to drive, and Thorson is fouled. He drew it, and they'll go to line for a 1-and-1 now. I think they're going to get Alex Johnson for his third. Team's eighth. And again, Ethan Thorson for a 1-and-1 now. Thorson makes the first. He'll get another shot at it. And now a timeout called by the Wildcats. They'll be left with three. 48-40. North Branch on top. Wildcats plenty of time, though. in this one. It's a full timeout, so while they take one, we'll take one as well. You're listening to boys basketball on the doubleheader on Cool Country WCMP.
Whoa! Better get into the Freeway Holiday Station store in Pine City and start saving. Right now, grab a Meat Lover's burrito or new Ranchero beef and cheese burrito. I want one right now. Wash it down with everyone's favorite Celsius, buy one, get one free. And Holiday still has the $3, $4, $5 meal deals on some of your favorite items. Better get into the Freeway Holiday Station store and save. Open 24/7, 365. The Freeway Holiday Station store in Pine City.
Your journey to smile with your forever starts at Embrace Orthodontics. The team at Embrace is committed to providing world-class care and a remarkable orthodontic experience. Choose between custom Light Force braces or Invisalign clear aligners, with locations in Pine City, Lindstrom, and Cambridge, and a plan to fit your budget, whether you have insurance or not. Embrace Orthodontics will make your smile journey comfortable, convenient, and customized just for you. Visit EmbraceMN.com today to find out how to set up your free exam. EmbraceMN.com. Embrace Orthodontics, a smile you will embrace forever.
Thorson with his second. It is no good. Now we're going to get a whistle. And a lane violation, I do believe, on Betts. Conehoven back in for Betts. Well, no, excuse me, that's Jack Storley. So Thorson, who missed the second one, is going to get another chance here because of a lane violation. And he, well, can't give him another chance at it because he's going to make you pay, and now it's 49-40. Wildcats with it. Underhill. I think they're going to be working the ball to Underhill, Lasuda, or excuse me, Seaferton. And Cowenhoven, and now we get a travel as Betts drives inside with the spin move, but he took one too many steps, and Wildcats are going to go with a little bit of full court press here. They've got everyone in the backcourt. Dooley Beaver guarded by Colton Betts, trying to get it up to Carnes. Carnes wants to hand it off. Now we're going to get a foul there. Will it be on Betts or Alex Johnson? It'll be Betts with his first. Team's ninth, and Vikings are one foul away from shooting two the rest of the way. Andrew Carnes at the line for a 1-and-1. Second half has slowed down a little bit with some fouls and timeouts called. Carnes on the first, no good, but Thorson going to grab the rebound. And Johnson with it, gives it over to Thorson. Thorson trying to drive inside, and Thorson, when he drove inside and bumped bodies with Betts, he kind of left his feet, and he'll get called for the travel. That's a good call there by the ref. And a lot of people wouldn't see that. He did a good job of seeing it. Betts with it, now takes it on the far side to Underhill. Underhill getting around one, getting around two, off the glass and in for two. He has had a stellar second half, kind of keeping the Wildcats in it. There's Johnson. Betts will come to guard him. Johnson gets around him. Now to Knospel, and he's trying to drive inside. Gives it over to Beaver, but a travel is called on Knospel. Knospel wants the foul, but no do. Nothing doing. Beaver in for Seifert. Betts will bring it forward for the Wildcats under 7 minutes to go. Inside, battling with Beaver. Shot is up and good, and we're going to get a foul on Betts. Betts is saying, I don't know what to do. I really don't. I don't know if that one probably should have been a foul. I think you got to let him play a little bit more, especially in the second half like this. So maybe not the best of calls, but we stick with it because the referees are here and doing the work that most of us can't. So here comes Carnes with it. Got double teamed, and now he's being pressured. Gives it over on the far side to Beaver. Beaver back out to Thorson. Excuse me, that's Johnson, Chaz Johnson. Gonna take some time off the clock. Under 6.5 to go now. Thought about getting a screen from Knospel. Now to Thorson. Thorson driving inside. Shot is no. It's gonna be a charge on Thorson. That'll be his third, team's sixth. 6-14, 49-42. We'll get a substitution. Dufek will check into the game. He's got 4 fouls, and he'll come in for Beaver. But back on the other side, it's Underhill inbounds to Betts. Place your bets. Counthoven got it to Underhill, and Underhill couldn't secure it. Hey, I don't know. That was the pass you could argue was a little low. It was into the bottom of his stomach, but one that he's got to have. And, but you could go both ways and say it should have been a better pass. So, goes both ways. Your teammates. Chaz Johnson with the drive to the basket. Drops it in for 2. That is big because now it's 51-42. Counthoven on the far side trying to lower the shoulder and drive baseline, but he is called for the foul. That is his 5th, and he is done on the night. That is a big one. I think the Vikings think it's 2 shots, but it's not. It was an offensive foul on the Wildcats, and the Vikings didn't have the ball, so it should be an inbound for the Vikings on the defensive side. Issue at the scorer's table. 51-42, not quite sure what the issue is. Whatever it is, we get it figured out. 51-42, Vikings trying to close this one down. Johnson will inbound here to draws, and Chaz Johnson battling, and now we get a whistle call. Timeout call by the Vikings. 2 timeouts left for the Vikings. 51-42. I don't know who called timeout now because it's a full timeout by the Vikings. Take a commercial break.
Are you interested in a technical degree that can quickly help you land your dream career? Or maybe you've always dreamed of going to a 4-year college, but you'd like to start close to home. Either way, Pine Technical and Community College has you covered. PTCC offers more than 50 degrees in hot fields like healthcare, information technology, advanced manufacturing, and business. PTCC is now accepting applications. Financial aid may be available. Go online to pine.edu for more information. Pine Technical and Community College, connect with success.
Baseball and softball coaches, are you looking for dry, warm practice time?
Here's the Pitch in North Branch can help. Here's the Pitch offers amazing indoor options for your team.
Offering state-of-the-art pitching machines and batting cages.
And space for you to give instruction without worrying about the weather outside.
Take your athletes to the next level.
Coach up your team during every season or off-season. Affordable practice space for your ball teams.
Make your reservation today.
Call Here's the Pitch today or visit them on Facebook.
Here's the Pitch in North Branch.
Back here on 100.9 FM, Cool Country WCMP. Vikings lead by 9 over the Wildcats, but still plenty of time to go, 5:44. This is bad. We have slowed down this second half a lot after that 10. Well, now we get another. Something's wrong at the scorer's table. Not sure what the issue is. Well, either way, we're back to action. The Vikings will inbound. It's to Knospel, and Knospel will bring it forward, guarded by Seifert. And he lost the ball, and now they're going to get a foul here on the Wildcats. Going to get Lasuda for it. His second. Again, the Vikings are already in the double bonus. Knospel at the line to shoot 2. This one's no good. Off the front of the rim, has not hit a free throw yet in the second half. He was 2 of 3 in the first. Now here in the second, 0 of 5. This one rolled off, and it is knocked out of bounds by North Branch. So we'll go back to the Wildcats. Lasuda now with it. He'll take it, give it on the far side to Betts. Betts give to Underhill. I'm surprised they stopped giving the ball to him as he takes a floater to the basket. Shot is up, still up for grabs. Carnes is going to get the rebound. Now to draws, and Knospel drops it in for 2 to make it 53-42, an 11-point lead for the Vikings. Betts with it, trying to drive inside, draws the foul, and it will not be in, but get a foul on the Vikings. It will be now their 7th, so that will put the Vikings, or the Wildcats rather, in the bonus. The 3rd there on Chaz Johnson. So now Colton Betts at the line. Shoot 2. First one's up and good. Make it 53-43. Couple subs here on each side. 5:09 left. Carnes out, and I believe in for him came Thorson. That's no good on that one. Rebound up for grabs. He only gets 1 of 2 there. Draws with the rebound for North Branch. Up on the far side. Thought about giving it off. Now gives it off near side to Knospel. Thought about 3, pulls it down, gives it back outside Dufek. Dufek give to Draws, and now to Knospel. Trying to find that lane inside. Ooh, maybe got away with a little bit of a travel, and now Ethan Thorson trying to keep it from going out. He dribbled that ball on the out-of-bounds line, so it will go back to the Wildcats. Carnes is back in for Knospel. 10-point game, 4:45 to go. Lasuda bringing it forward. Now gives back to Underhill. Underhill trying to find some room in the paint, gives it outside Betts. Now to Lasuda. Lasuda to Walker on the far side to Seifert. Seifert trying to find a lane. Nothing doing, but he does just get one and drops it in 4-2. That's his 4th point of the game to make it 53-45. Dufek will wait for the offensive call and now set it up. And for a screen from Thorson on Seifert. Now Dufek trying to drive inside, puts up the hook shot. It's going to be no good. Underhill with the rebound. Underhill going all the way to the basket, and he drops it in for 2. And that is huge. It's 53-47. Draws with it. Lost it. Keeps it. Going, trying to drive. On the far side, Dufek. He thought about 3, pulls it down, now gives it back to Draws. Draws. Oh, he got the defender on the head. He hooked Betts on the head. I don't think intentionally, but it'll be his 2nd, team's 8th. Yeah, Draws got up a little too high with that move. Hooked Betts on the head, and it is a turnover. 8th team foul now for the Vikings. Underhill thought about the step back 3, but then guarded well by Draws. This one no good. Knospel with the rebound. Give up to Thorson. Now back to Draws. Draws driving. Give back to Johnson. Now to Carnes. Knospel trying to drive inside. Shot is up. No good. Gets his own rebound. That shot is missed, but he's fouled. And Knospel will go to line to shoot 2. I did not see who they called for the foul. They'll get Seifert, his 3rd. And first one is good. 54-47, and we get a timeout called here. A full timeout. I did not see who called it. A full timeout. Full for Chisago Lake. So we'll take one as well.
Brad here from Lee's Pro Shop in Pine City. We're a full-service lettering shop with a full line of athletic supplies for any sport. We have professional staff here at Lee's Pro Shop to customize your orders. We are the pros who specialize in athletic apparel and equipment. We even do trophies and awards as well as computerized engraving in the store. Let Lee's Pro Shop help you with any athletic apparel. Lee's Pro Shop, servicing our communities since 1973, where the passion for sports begins.
The mushroom melt is back at A&W. How does this sound? Sautéed seasoned mushrooms and onions with melted Swiss cheese on your choice of a juicy burger or grilled chicken. Then add golden French fries and a medium soft drink. It's the mushroom melt and fries combo at A&W. Now, top it off with a classic A&W root beer float featuring vanilla soft serve and made fresh root beer, all in a frosty mug. Or how about the A&W root beer freeze? Signature combos and delicious treats always at your local A&W restaurant in Pine City.
Out of the timeout. The Vikings still lead 54-47. Knospel's at the line to shoot his last of 2. This one is good as well. Knospel with some big free throws there to make it 55-47. On the far side, Betts left alone from 3. It's no good. Rebound. Lasuda gets it, and he's fouled by a Viking. So now he'll go to the line and shoot a 1-and-1. Foul here. The 9th for the Vikings. The 4th for Thorson. And now Seifert at the line to shoot a 1-and-1. This one is good from Seifert. First time at the line, and good on the first, 55-48. This one's no good. The 1 of 2 there for Seifert, and it's rebounded by the, well, it was by the Vikings, but then it's knocked out of bounds. We're going to say last touch by the Vikings, 55-48. 3:09 left. Wildcats don't know that they're inbounding. Seifert will inbound now. Seifert looking, gives near side to Underhill. Back to Seifert for 3. It's long. Rebounded by Alex Johnson, and that's no good. Rebounded by Thorson. Thorson with the rebound, his 6th of the evening. Chaz Johnson back up to Thorson. Thorson drives inside, give to Knospel, and he drops it in for 2. 57-48. Pass the other way, Betts. Oh, he should have taken that 3, instead goes inside. Now pass it on the near side to Underhill. That ball is up for grabs. Chaz Johnson tried to get it back, but he stepped with that toe on the sideline, and it will stay with the Wildcats almost. There for the Vikings. Chaz Johnson did get the steal for a moment, but unfortunately stepped out of bounds to give it up. Underhill looks for the inbound. Instead, they'll go to Lasuda, who provided the screen. Calls the play. Now back to Seifert. Oh, man, I think Seifert should have probably took that one. Now Underhill from 3. Oh, that's, Colton Betts. And that makes it 57-51. Here we go. Under 2.5 to go. Chaz Johnson with it to Carnes. Now to Knospel, and that is too strong. And the Wildcats get it back. 6-point difference. You can feel the intensity in this gym. The collective breath being held by all these fans. It's still not over. There's still 2:15 left. Again, we have really slowed down the second half. Been a slow-moving second half, but we still got a bunch of action happening. 57-51. Underhill on the far side. Trying to drive in. Shot. No good. Out of bounds. They're going to say last touch by North Branch. Both teams wanted a foul, but nothing doing. 2:02 to go. Dufek will check in for the Vikings for Carnes. Thorson and Dufek each have 4 fouls, so trying not to allow that to. Chaz Johnson pokes it out of Betts' hands, and it'll go out of bounds, so it will stay with the Wildcats. Luke Lasuda will check into the game. Underhill will get set to inbound to Lasuda. Brings it to the North Branch logo now. Over to Betts. Seifert trying to drive, and he drops it in for 2. That's a big shot to make it 57-53. 4-point difference now. With it was draws. He gives it up to Johnson. Now up the court. Thorson up over the defender. Can't get the bounce. And Seifert with the rebound. All of a sudden, momentum swinging the other way. 57-53. 4-point difference. Underhill trying to get around Dufek. Shot is up. No good, but he's fouling. I think that's going to be Dufek's 5th. 1:28 to go. Knospel, his first. Team's 10th. Whether it was a shooting foul or not, Underhill's going to shoot 2. First one's up and good. 57-54. Cole Beaver checks in for Alex Johnson. Underhill dropped in the first. This one is good as well. Oh, boy. It is 57-55. And the Wildcats are on the comeback trail. Underhill with the steal, and that ties us up at 57 apiece. Oh my heavens. 57 all. Vikings reeling a little bit here. Trying to get it up to Johnson. Johnson wanted to go to Knoxville, does. Oh, Knoxville, no foul call there on Seifert. Now to Dufek. Outside for Draws. Draws on the near side to Thorson. 1 minute. Thorson lost it. It will be out of bounds, and it will go back to the Wildcats. Oh my goodness. The Vikings have pretty much controlled the last 9 minutes of this second half, but it's been the Wildcats since, and again, a nice comeback for them. Lasuda to Underhill. Fakes the shot. Drives inside. Shot is up and good. And now the Wildcats have the lead. 59-57. Under a minute to go. This just like the last time these two teams played. Chaz Johnson brings it up the court. Knoxville out to Dufek. Dufek pulls it down. And he'll go now to Johnson. Johnson trying to drive inside to Knoxville. The reverse layup is good, and that will tie us back up at 59 apiece. 59 all, 32 seconds to go. Shot clock is off. Timeout is called. Oh my heavens. Fans are on their feet here in this one. It will be a timeout by the Wildcats. It'll be a 30-second timeout, 59 seconds to go. What will the Wildcats try and do here, or will we be in for some free basketball? We're tied at 59 apiece. The Wildcats have come back out of seemingly nowhere and have pulled off this run. They had a lead for a moment, but have since allowed it to be tied by the Vikings. 32.7 seconds to go. Every time these two teams play, it is a wild one. The Wildcats made the march back. It didn't look like they were going to be able to, but man, oh man. Made some key plays. Knoxville there on the last shot. That was a big bucket, but we'll see what Chisago Lakes does here with the shot clock off and 30 seconds to go. It's Lasuda who brings it forward. Now out to Betts. They're obviously going to try and take as much clock off as they can. To Beaver, that's Colton Beaver. Now to Lasuda, to Betts. Betts to Underhill. 17 seconds to go. To Betts on the far side. Beaver, Lasuda, Betts. They're going to take all the time. 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Chaz Johnson is fouled. Thorson with the rebound, gave it off to Chaz Johnson, and the Wildcat fans and bench do not agree with it. That one is on Beaver, Colton Beaver. He does not agree with it either. And now at the line to shoot two with 2.9 seconds left, Chaz Johnson. These are big. Johnson good on the first. You're going to hear the crowd behind me erupt. That's big, but not over yet. Now we'll get a timeout called. Will the Vikings purposely miss this and force the Wildcats to shoot it full court? A full timeout for the Vikings. We'll keep it here, though, just because there is just too much going on. 60-59, Chaz Johnson with the most recent free throw drop. Gives the Vikings a 1-point lead, 60-59 with 2.9 seconds to go. The Vikings led for a good chunk of this second half. Pretty much all, 16 minutes, but these last 2 minutes, the Wildcats have been right there and took a lead for about 5 seconds before the Vikings, came back to tie it up at 59 apiece, and then the Vikings got the Wildcats best to miss a shot, and then they got the rebound, passed it over to Johnson, and Johnson was fouled, and then he went to the free throw line, as I mentioned, to hit that first one. So a timeout here. Vikings will discuss what they want to do. 2.9 to go. Obviously, if you're the Vikings, do not foul. Do not foul. You cannot foul in this situation. 2.9, Chaz Johnson. I'm assuming he'll try and make it, but again, the miss would allow time to run, and Wildcats would have to basically shoot it full court, at least from half court. Here we go, 60-59, Chaz Johnson. The gym has gotten eerily quiet. It's good! Now 61-59, here we go. 2.9, Underhill. Trying to find someone, he's got to go deep. Finds Lasuda, it's knocked out of bounds. 1.9. 1.9, here we go. Wildcats will look for three. They get Will Walker, and he's good from three as well, but 1.9 to go. Thorson pretty upset. He knocked that ball out of bounds. Coach Walton trying to get the fans into it. Lasuda looking. This ball is up. Shot is no good! And the Vikings are going to hold on. Oh, my goodness. The three there from Will Walker is no good, and the Vikings wound up coming out on top 61-59. Another game between these two teams that comes down to the final shot. Again, missed by the Wildcats, so a 61-59 final. The Vikings come out on top for their second section win, and the Wildcats will have to look for another game to try and get their first win against a Minnesota team. 61-59. We're going to take a commercial break, then hear a word from our fine sponsors, and be back to recap this one here on Cool Country WCMP.
Dale's Heating and Appliance, your local heating and appliance expert, is committed to making your family's comfort their top priority. And now you can add water softeners to their list of expertise. Dale's now offers water softener sales or rentals along with installation, service, and salt delivery. So if your home needs quality water, make the call to your already trusted experts at Dale's, or just visit dalesheatingandappliance.com. dalesheatingandappliance.com.
Need reliable energy? Burnett Dairy Cooperative has you covered with top quality propane services. Whether you're heating your home, running your business, or firing up the grill, our propane is safe, efficient, and always dependable. Choose Burnett Dairy Cooperative Propane, your trusted partner for all things energy. Stay warm, stay powered, stay local.
Loading the kids in the car, brokering peace in the back seat, mastering the snack handoff without even looking. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. We work with independent agents who keep insurance simple, so you can worry about more important things, like figuring out what's growing in that cup holder. That's simple human sense.
Contact your local auto owners agency, Pine Insurance Agency, at pineagency.us today.
Arrowhead Transit, your community, your ride. Arrowhead Transit is proud to support this station and bring you reliable public transportation in your community. Whether you need to get to work, school, or the doctor's office, our friendly drivers and comfortable buses are here to serve you. We're committed to connecting communities and making transportation accessible for everyone. Arrowhead Transit is your community partner in getting around. Arrowhead Transit is a supporting sponsor of the station and is dedicated to supporting our local communities.
Are you ready to get back to doing what you love? Whether it's recovering from an injury or preventing one, Wellia Health Sports Medicine Team is here to help. From kids to adults, we specialize in treating sports injuries, including concussions. We're here to get you back to peak performance. Call us today at 320-679-1313 or schedule an appointment through MyChart. Visit welliahealth.org.
Back here on Cool Country WCMP, the Vikings come out of here with the win. 61-59 over the Chisago Lakes Wildcats. It was a quite literally wild game between these two teams, but the Vikings do survive here at the end. Looking at some stats here from the game, leading the way for the Wildcats was Cohen Underhill with 28 points, then 11 for Joe Cowenhoven, 8 for Colton Betts, 7 for Blake Seifert. Then they had 3 from Luke Lasuda, and 2 from Jack Storley. Rebound-wise, Seifert led them with 9, then 8 for Alex Johnson. They had 13 total steals, 3 blocks. They were 11 of 21 from the free throw line and had 25 team fouls. On the other side for the Vikings, leading the way for them was Jacob Nospel with 26 points, then 16 for Ethan Thorson, 6 for Dooley Beaver, 4 for both Draws and Johnson, Chaz Johnson, then 3 for Dufek. 16 rebounds for Jacob Knoxville to lead the team. And 7 for both Ethan Thorson and Andrew Carnes. 7 steals for the team. 1 block, and that was by Andrew Carnes. They were 15 of 30, exactly 50% from the free throw line, and they had 18 total team fouls. Again, a good one. Vikings kind of, I don't want to say controlled the second half, but they did a good job of keeping themselves ahead in that one. They did a good job. They did enough to keep, the Wildcats within double digits to, 3 possessions away. But then late, the Wildcats found some momentum, got some drives going their way, took a lead for about 5 seconds. Then North Branch came back to tie it and then eventually take a lead on a free throw. And then we were tied at 59 after the Wildcats made a shot. So we had a timeout called, and both teams wanted to discuss what they want to do. On an inbound for the Vikings, they gave it to Chaz Johnson. He was fouled, so he went to the line to shoot 2. His first one was good. They took a timeout to discuss. Second one was good as well. And then the Wildcats had their choice. They tried to throw it up the court to Will Walker. He couldn't quite get it because it was knocked out of bounds by Thorson, and Thorson was pretty upset with himself. He's like, man, I shouldn't have done that. But he made a play, and the Wildcats had one more inbound with about 1.9 seconds left, I think. And they tried to set up Will Walker on the near side corner for a 3, but it was off the mark, and the Vikings survive here in this one, 61-59 over the Chisago Lakes Wildcats. It was a fun one to be a part of, and with that, I want to thank you for tuning in. Thanks so much. Appreciate that. Give me a job to do. So also I want to thank all the fine sponsors who sponsored this and every other broadcast that we do. It is greatly appreciated what they do for us. Again, if it weren't for them, well, we wouldn't be able to be out here and bring you this game, so appreciate all of our fine sponsors. Also, in this one, the Vikings get their 3rd win on the year, another section win, which is important, but for the Wildcats, they'll have to look for another game to try and get their first win or their second win on the season, but their first win against a Minnesota team. So still searching for that first win against a Minnesota team and their first section win as well. Got some updates for you here over in Pine City, I believe, if I remember correctly seeing. It was a 78-64 win for Pine City over Rush City. Then in the Bram doubleheader, the Bram girls fell to Malacca 67-44. And then the boys, Malacca won that game as well, 74-71 or 77-74. I apologize. So some big upsets and some close games as well. As I mentioned, it was going to be a good night for some basketball, and it proved to be just that. So again, I want to thank you all for tuning in. Appreciate it. I want to thank all of our fine sponsors. Remember, be kind to everyone. You never know what someone is going through. Your kindness could truly make their day. And if you want to stay up to date with all things local sports, remember to tune into the morning shows on 95.5 FM with Rock and Robin Riley at 7:30 and 8:30. Then on this station with Joshua Miron at 7:45 and 8:45 for your local sports update, where we'll talk all the games that went on the night previous and then talk about some regional and national sports. Another way, stay tuned, is our websites for both stations. You can go to Sports tab, click on Broadcast Schedule to find where we'll be that week. That is updated every Monday afternoon, and it is subject to change. Also, you can find articles from games we've been at and interviews on there. Plus, our social medias, our Facebook pages for both stations, our Instagram for both stations, and our Twitter at WCMP Radio for all things local sports. Breaking sports news, records being broken, interviews, articles from games we've been at, where we'll be that day, just all that and so much more. So be sure to like, follow, subscribe to any of our social medias. Again, also, be sure to like and subscribe to this YouTube to be sure that you never miss a game, and you'll be notified every time that we go live with a local sporting event. Again, the final here in this one, the Vikings beat the Wildcats in the boys' game of the doubleheader, 61-59. The girls, they beat Chisago Lakes, and now I got to try and find it, 51-29. Again, thank you all for tuning in. Again, Ethan Game Day Gilman for WCMP Cool Country. Have a great rest of your night. Again, Ethan Game Day Gilman for WCMP Cool Country. Have a great